Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this joyous episode of the Headspace podcast. And I say it's joyous. My name is HSR.
My name is Chris Chrome, and by the title on the description below, you
anyway, we'll get there.
Joyous.
But no, for real. It's early in the day. You know, we have energy. It's not like late at night and tired. Anyway. That's not important. So just to let you know before we start, and you can check in the description of this video to check out the itinerary of the episode, but we're regular people who take a more nonchalant, casual approach to this, where we listen to them track by track. We go into it and take notes and ideas, and then we come and talk. And I say casual in the sense that we're not professionals. We're just regular-ass people having regular-ass opinions, and we just wanted to share them with you and start a conversation. So that's why the comments are so important to us. As an example, I would like to say it's not really last week's video. On the video that came out yesterday on the channel, hopefully, it might be 2 days ago, for Whitney Payton's album Iridescent. Thankfully, Lindell Williams held us down, and he commented, I feel like this album is trying to project the image of giving listeners that something a little different than they've been getting. I guess the question is, does it do a good job? I think it's trying to, but kind of failing, being that the sound of the album on most songs seems radio-friendly. The subject matter is interesting, but the sound is not that great in my opinion. I think you're right about curiosity being there as to see what her next project will sound like. I think the album's a 4 for me because I love that Lindell always gives his opinion. He listens to the project. He gives a grade. Lindell's the best. And it seems too mainstream sounding, and I think she'll probably do better on the next album. Good review. Thanks, Lindell. And Lindell, alongside Mozart, and Super Old School 1994 are our patrons. They're fucking awesome, and if you want to, we can listen to that at the end of the episode. So now that we've gone through all of that, and we've read favorite comment, we've done the little plug thing, you know, maybe we try to subscribe and like at the beginning and see what happens. We never do that. Okay, that was awkward. How about you introduce the album that we are talking about today?
Well, for this week's Headspace album, or the second episode for this week's Headspace album, we went with Eminem's brand new album, Kamikaze, surprise release.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about Eminem a few times. To date, we've covered Revival. We covered the Chloroseptic remix along with Revival. Yeah. We've covered Infinite, Marshall Mathers LP, and Slim Shady LP. And we've covered the Eminem Show. We've also done D12 Devil's Night. So that is the full catalog of Eminem-ish stuff. We also kind of did Get Rich or Die Trying. I kind of feel like it a little bit counts to put on that list. So you can say that we've listened to some of his stuff, and there's still obviously more albums to listen to. And rather than talk about how you feel about Eminem, you can go watch one of those. I want to talk about how you felt when you woke up and there was a kamikaze up in your fucking messages. I called Chris, right? So he had a voicemail when he woke up.
And it was, and the weird part is like I wake up, I got the missed call, I got the one voicemail. But not only is that, but you're there like, yo, Eminem surprise album Kamikaze, and all I see on the Facebook fucking group chat thing is Kamikaze, and I'm like, what? There's a Spotify link. I don't even have to do anything. Click, 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 and then boom.
That's fair. If that was really loud, I'm gonna go maybe turn Chris down because I saw it got weird. So this is a little clip. If I fucked up the audio for the episode, I'm so sorry. Let's keep going. It's just, you know, we get excited here and whatnot. Anyway, but it was exciting.
Well, I want to, because the thing is if I'm going to talk about how I felt, I need to start talking about the album cover right away.
Right. Because we have to do that. Let's just do it.
All right. So right away, I felt like he's trying to come back with some old school type, ode to old school, because it looks like License to Ill from Beastie Boys.
So apparently Revival was inspired by a License to Ill. So it really is
Revival.
Yeah, Revival. Okay. Was was inspired by it, so he decided to make an ode to Beastie Boys with this. Plus, it's really fitting, but yeah, and it even has the extended art where it spreads out and it's crashing into a building, and it basically is a complete homage to the Beastie Boys. You know, it says FU2 on the side of it, which is funny. It's got some cards with an Ace of Spades. It's got Kamikaze.
Well, it's his logo. It's his logo. It's the Ace of Spades is the same mask that's next to Tychus. I'm assuming the 5 is supposed to be an S, but the mask is Eminem's logo. Like,
Oh, right.
it's
I
his
didn't even
emblem.
notice.
And then if you zoom in onto the Ace of Spades, it's the logo there. It's part of
Okay.
his thing. Isn't that the same logo for the Shady X5? Whatever the thing with the chainsaws there. Yeah. So
but yeah, it's pretty like you look at that and you're like, okay, and then yeah, what happened next?
well, that was just it. I kind of was just like, I was really interested to hear what he's gonna say, especially when I saw the cover, because I was like, is he trying to go old school? Is he trying to pay homage? Is he like, what's going on? But then you get like the whole name Kamikaze, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna get some sporadic extremeness. We're gonna get some heavy. We're gonna get some, we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Just like this, that, and the other, and I kind of feel like he's also trying to like let us know from what I perceive about Eminem. There's a lot of his music is also like about like his thoughts and what he thinks of and how he feels and stuff like that. So I feel like we're also gonna get a trip into his brain and a lot of his reactions and expressions and how he feels. I'm assuming from the last album, because what I've heard before going into this is like, this is the response album
to Revival.
Right.
So let's talk about Revival. I want to bring it up. I love Revival. I know I stand alone, and most of you watching here.
I agree.
Listen, you can watch my review if you want to go into it. I was an asshole, and it made people unsubscribe and shit, so bear with me on that. But, like, I gave a lot of my thoughts there, like, really intensely, passionately got into that one. But, like, to me, Revival is a great hybrid of, like, the pop, the Eminem, the trickery. Like, he blends so much together and created an experience I like. But, like, full disclosure, I like pop music. I like underground music. I like a lot of music, you know? Like, I'm not really into being like, I'm a particular type of fan. I actually, like, over the last year have tried to find my challenge with each week here is to try to find shit I like for the most part. That's what I go out of my way to do. I don't look for what's bad. I try to look for what's good in every review. So maybe that's just me being a weirdo. So, like, I liked Revival. And then I saw that, like, nobody agreed with me except for like 5 or 6 people who we had a nice thread in the Revival like video review we did. There was a nice little thread. And like people, whatever, like people seem to be like mostly against it. There was definitely some comments about his poop bars, which I think he addressed on the Royce to 5'9" album, and when he used a lot of them. And I just wanted to throw out that like he's not the only creative genius to use poop bars a lot. You know, like it's just
as there's many reviews of you quoting other people on poop bars.
Yes, I got into that.
I
got into that for a while because it really bothered me. I took it.
Little Wayne.
Do you know what it was? I just like for real. Like after that Revival review, I felt so like alone out there. Like why does nobody else agree with me that this album's cool? And then I talked to this dude Meyer Clarity, who's a pretty sick rapper dude, and he kind of like put it like, you just care about the lyrics. It is that well written, but the rest of the package isn't there. And I'm like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Maybe I am a little bit skewed towards the lyrics. And I wanted to put that out as like a full disclosure to everybody who's here at this beginning part before we jump into it, right? Because I wonder, like, I don't know. I just felt like it was so well written that I got enamored with his rapping and
but
just
I
like
feel
him.
Like it was supposed to be. I had a conversation with like a buddy of mine, and he was asking me about my thoughts about Revival. And I was like, you know, Eminem's older. I expect him to be talking about some serious shit. I don't really expect him to be like, you know, I'm not saying angry, but like not childish angry. Not like, I'm going to come slit your throat and this and no. Like, that's not who you are no more. I'm not saying you can't have that creative sense or you can't be that talented or however you want to perceive it, but you're not that, like, I can't believe that you're still angry with your mansions and your money and this.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not trying to make it materialistic. I'm not trying to say it's about that.
But like Eminem was on top for the longest time, and
he's still on top.
I don't know about that, and I'm not trying to say who's on. I don't know who's on top right now. I think it's a weird playground right now for a new on top. But like, I would say that even Revival as a whole, to sum it up, was a response to all the criticisms for him being a negative Nilly. So he came at it with like Revival, which was supposed to be like this new approach. Like this is what y'all kind of wanted.
I could see the new approach, but I felt like Revival was also him giving us like
It was
like the relapse, the end of Revival.
Yeah.
We talked about the whole relapse. That was a story that we didn't get the ending of when Relapse came out.
I understand,
right?
but
And then like we got the whole thing with
but,
Kim,
like,
and he apologized. So I
exactly,
feel like there's a
like-
lot of shit that.
But it was like a really mature kind of like, in my opinion. Yes,
But
there
he's
were.
how old?
Yes, there were some ironically immature like things because he was still Eminem and whatnot. But I felt like in general he was giving that like, okay, y'all want me to be a 40-something-year-old man? I'll be that on a record. And then everybody reacted like, this shit sucks. You know, and like the whole internet fucking came at it like, this is bad. And it was shit, like people saw the track list and it was all sorts of stuff. So Eminem released a fucking album in response. I think we should get into it. I think that's what y'all are here for. Let's talk about The Ringer.
Probably no, get this fucking audio out my audios. I can see why people like Little Yachty.
Chris wanted me to start, just so you know I'm not trying to mic hog. I'd say that this 5-minute onslaught is pretty fucking interesting.
Straight onslaught.
I'm not even sure how to approach this. Like, I have Genius open in my thing next to my notes because, like, it might become relevant to go look at it at any point.
Well, if I can just like have a little thing in the approach, I feel like this is off the top. Like even what he like.
What do you mean? I meant like
Well,
my approach to this. That's what I meant. But yeah,
Well, that's
go
what I'm trying
ahead.
to say. Like, let's start off with the. I'm just saying, like, in context of the song, let's start off with the fact that this is off the top of his head, or it's supposed to be. He says it. I'm just gonna let my thoughts go and see where it takes me. So I feel like this is a 5-minute almost freestyle. Let's start with that.
Yeah, which is possible. Eminem freestyles at the quality of a written song, so that's cool. I didn't even really think about if anything was written or freestyled. To me, it's not that interesting. I mean, it's fair. It's a really good point. You should bring it up. But yeah, like it's like a 5-minute onslaught. You hear a plane crash right away, which is a good way to start, and then he says all of that because it's a kamikaze situation. So he knows that like after this point, it's like he's nosediving his career in a sense, almost like it feels. And then he just rips into shit, man. Like, let me explain how to make greatness straight out the gate. I'm about to break you down. Ain't no mistakes allowed, but make no mistake, I'm about to rape the alphabet. I may raise some brows. Like right at the beginning. He uses a rape line that's pretty fucking innocuous and then follows it up with like, but let's raise some brows. Like he's going to show you how it's done. And right in the beginning drops an offensive thing, but really well placed to not really break any of the rules because it does show a degree of social awareness. And it just fucking slams in like that. And then it just keeps on going. And I feel like the song's kind of broken into 3 parts. So M goes in on reviewers and shit is the first part. So like the reaction to, I guess, folk like us, you know, I mean, it is a truth. Like when I listen to this, I'm like, yeah, I'm one of those people now, eh? So Eminem's basically dissing me too. I'm just throwing it out there. But then like part 2, M goes in on the feelings for music and his own evolution as an artist. And then part 3, M goes in on Trump. I guess that's why he chose to end it. And then it's just like, but it's a lyrical onslaught with a whole bunch of different flows and shit. Like, I like when he's like, do you have any idea how much I hate this choppy flow? Everyone copies though. Probably no. Get this fucking audio on my audio, adios. And he's like doing the flows and shit, right? He's just like, he's like, this is the flow.
But I feel like he's doing it to prove that like, if y'all want me to do this, I could do it.
Yeah, and
but I don't. I just want you to know I don't fuck with this.
And that's what I loved about Chloroseptic on the last album because I thought it was a really cool way to do it. Like I find the way the underground artists tend to approach this kind of subject matter is to throw shots and insult them while flossing in the underground artist style. And then I'm saying here, not only can I rap in any one of your flows, I can do my thing to it and make it better than what you can do in a sense. And he's basically rapping with like a message to it, right? Like. I can see why people like Lil Yachty, but not me though. Not even dissing. It just ain't for me. All I am simply is just an MC. Maybe Stan isn't your cup of tea. Maybe your cup's full of syrup and lean. And I fucking love that little bit because I kind of agree with that from like we've covered a couple of Yachty projects here, and I can't say that he's a bad artist in any way. And I like the fact that Eminem shows that respect to him because he's one of the ones that I find particularly like genuine and sincere and like kind of talented and stuff.
Like we always say, Lil Yachty raps about I'm making money and people hate me and I don't know why.
Yeah,
and that's literally how he kind of lives his life.
Which is fine. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's the greatest or anything.
Right.
I don't understand that. I don't sip lean. I don't really understand that world, but I love the comparison of how like Stan, like debatably one of his greatest songs of all time, but truly a pop kind of song in a sense, isn't your cup of tea, and then flips it in and shows, well, this is what you're actually drinking, which is an association of how our shit's a little bit different and stuff. And he really, like, from a literary front, we could do lyrical breakdowns of every one of these tracks, and that for me would probably be an hour and a half video if I were to really go in depth to any one of these. So if you want to see that, I can do it. But like, I have to not do that for this podcast because otherwise it'll take too fucking long. But like, I do like a lot of other parts, and I did highlight a few more sections of this track. Maybe I like the especially an effing recovering clone of me. Didn't think so. So at this point, he's starting to like diss other rappers and shit. And I do believe that he's talking about NF, the I believe Christian rapper who's basically the clean Eminem right now. That's popping around. I know Bonnie covered one of his tracks, and like he's fucking like really is like, I've seen a few of his things. He's like this clean Eminem looking guy and everything. So I kind of like the fact that he is like acknowledging the existence and naming people, and it's kind of like he's like a recovery clone of me, so he's like specifically identifying that. So this is like obviously one of the cooler parts of the song. So finger bang, chicken wang, MGK, Iggy Zane, Lil Pump, Lil Xan, imitate Lil Wayne, and I didn't catch that up until like the fourth or fifth time that he actually drops MGK in the middle of that, as he's going in on a little bit of distance. So, like, he's doing the Gucci Gang flow. Chris was like, I was going to talk about that. Of course. He's doing the Gucci Gang flow. How'd you feel about that?
I mean, I'm going to just be real. I like the Gucci Gang flow because it's catchy as fuck. I don't really care for, I guess, the lyrics or repeating the name over and over again, but the flow itself is cool. So I enjoyed the way Eminem took his twist on it.
And I like that he brought in Iggy Azalea, Lil Pump, Lil Xan, and how people are just kind of like imitating Lil Wayne. I don't really feel that MGK is imitating Lil Wayne. I think he was just trying to throw MGK into this group of people to like be like, you're just as bad as them.
I mean, there is this whole like beef and shit between them. And
well,
so
I mean, quick version is MGK said he wanted to fuck Haley when she was 16.
Not just that, he also dissed them on the track and everything, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, but this happened way back in the day that Eminem did this. And then Eminem had MGK blackballed from a bunch of shit, which led to a potentially subtle fucking subliminal towards Eminem on that Tech 9 song, which I let it. It could be kind of subliminal. He goes something like, doctor, not the one from Compton. Anyone got God, rap God kind of bar, whatever. It was fine. I didn't care. And then Eminem did, apparently. But he's really more mad about Haley's being mentioned, is what I understand. Right. And then, as
he says in, what is it, like in one of the songs back in the day, he's like, I flipped out and beat somebody because he mentioned Haley on the TV. Right. Right? Like, come on.
But like, so he has that reaction. Anyway, so that's the MGK part. It's relevant. He says it here. It's fine to talk about. And I kind of didn't catch that, but I thought it was cool that like he gets mentioned on multiple tracks. I should aim at everybody in the game. Pick a name. I'm fed up with being humble, which is a nod to like Kendrick, right? So as much as he's dissing everyone else, he's like, he listened to Humble, and he probably was acting that way at the time of Revival, like in the same vein. And he's like, you know what? I'm tired of being like that. I'm fucking gonna mash out. And I like that. That was cool. We jump ahead a little bit, but if you're going to get a porterhouse, you better go get Revival. But y'all acting like I tried to serve you up a slider. Maybe the vocals should have been auto-tuned and you would have bought it. But saying I no longer got it because you missed the line and never caught it because it went over your head because you're too stupid to get it. I think that would be my like paragraph if I were to like say something right now to describe how I feel about most people's perception of Revival if I were to be crude about it. But like, I think that Eminem was writing that at a really high, like, you need to read books kind of level to catch a lot of the triple entendres and the layering and stuff. And I don't know that a lot of people are willing to listen to the album the 5 or 6 or 7 times. Like when we reviewed Wu-Tang, we were told you better listen to it a lot of times because you'll never catch everything unless you do. And in the same way, I took that approach to like Revival, and there's so many. Even if I were to put it on right now, I bet there's 5 or 6 new things I would catch I never even noticed before listening to the project.
I feel like that's also based on. No, I'm not trying to take away the credit from Revival, right? But I feel like that's also based on experiences and time goes by, you know? Like, at a certain moment when I listened to Revival that time, you know, I was at a certain headspace, I was at a certain part of my life, and then let's say 3 months later, or even 3 weeks later, stuff may have changed or whatnot. Now listening to it again, I can like I'm in a different mind state. You know what I mean? So I could feel a different vibe. I can get another experience from Eminem. It's just, you know, like.
I don't hate pop Eminem, and I understand that a lot of the beats didn't suit well with people, the features didn't suit well with people, and I actually really empathize and understand with from like a sound perspective. But I think the part where like there's a difference between him and his rapping and like what he brought to the table as a rapper and the overall production. So people kind of criticize that like he didn't bring his A game as a rapper. And that's an unfair criticism. I think that you can criticize the sound choices and the production choices and Rick Rubin's involvement and things like that, or Skylar Grey's hooks, things like that can be debated for sure. But Eminem basically sounded like this, in my opinion, on multiple tracks on Revival in terms of how he rapped it. But now we're on this different sound and this different vibe and this different energy. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, now, like this what? Like, you know what I mean? Like he brought the same level and quality, just two different like lanes, you know?
Like sonically?
Yeah, like this is his lane over here, the Slim Shady kind of lane, and that was a more Marshall Mathers Eminem lane.
And but see, that's where I get confused because he's always been doing that, you know? Like even when we did,
like let's say that whole album was mostly that lane.
Yeah, okay,
and then,
okay.
And people are split about which version of them they like better, you know? And I get that. And I don't want this to just be an entire like comparing to Revival, but he does bring it up a lot, so it might happen. And then, the last thing was, man, that BET Cypher was weak. It was garbage. The thing ain't even orange. And that's because when he did his BET Cypher, one of Charlemagne the God's actual commentaries was debating the color of the thing. It's just more of a yellowish color or whatever. So Eminem's like, okay, whatever. And that's what I feel like. This is as good as Kanye's response to, what is it? That radio guy that I don't fucking like. I can't remember. Hot 97 maybe? Or whatever. I'm fucking that up. Whatever. We'll move on.
Who? Sway?
Not. Maybe it's Sway. The asshole one who interviewed Lil Xan and bullied him. Erbo or whatever.
Oh,
Ebro.
Yeah. Ebros.
And I feel like this is the same level of enjoyable responses to these radio guys and shit. I love Charlemagne. His book's fucking over there somewhere. But like on the real, it was funny that would be like a commentary he'd make. So Eminem responds to that specifically. Oh my God, that's a reach. Shout out to all the colorblind people, each and every one of y'all. If you call a fire engine green, aquamarine, or you think water is pink, dog, that's a date. Looks like an olive to me, but there's an apple. No, it's not. It's a peach. So, and then he goes into the Gucci gang, whatever. And then, I think he brings it back. Is that a second time he does it? Finger bang, Pootie Tang, Burger King, Gucci Gang, Dookie Dang, Charlemagne gonna hate me anyway. Doesn't matter what I say. Give me Donkey of the Day. What a way for 2018 to get underway. And I love it. Like, because like last time he maybe didn't name any names or let people know, so people felt like they could say whatever they wanted about him a bit. And now Eminem's like, I'm paying attention. Go ahead and give me your Donkey of the Day.
I spent my time on the internet. Let's do this.
It's like, but to be fair, Eminem avoided the internet forever. Yeah. My favorite anecdote is how he discovered fucking internet porn in 2009 in an interview. And he had no idea that this fucking existed. And the interview's happening and he's like, showing off his porn collection, and he's so proud of all these DVDs and VHSs and shit, like a whole room full. And then the interviewer's like, yeah, but you know you can find all this online. And Eminem's mind was blown. He's like, fucking stop. Show me how to do this. Show me how to. And then he, you know, he discovered the glory. So Eminem maybe.
Pornhub.
So I feel like he's maybe catching up a bit, or at least he was paying attention, and now he's just responding publicly. I don't know. But I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that he came in. I also, before I stop, I know I'm going to be doing this a lot the whole way through. I wanted to just focus on the possibly I'm dead. I must be possessed like an evil spell. I'm EVIL, evil, spelled. And I love, because that's the kind of writing that to me is like in a stand-up comedy, that's what makes me laugh and shit. That level of like writing, that's what engages me. So when I hear like possibly I'm dead, I must be possessed, right? That's like an evil spell. And then, you know, he spells out evil spelled, and just does the complete. And I feel like Eminem is just so good at interjecting these random little things like that into the middle of everything else. And when you listen to the flow, it's not really about like one thing or something. It's just, you never know what you're going to get next, but it's usually equally as talented and engaging and interesting to listen to as the previous one, at least in my opinion, because I might be a bit of a stan, as people might think. I have to admit it because I love this guy's art, even whatever, except for Encore. Anyway, it's a 4.75. It's fucking great. The beat's not 100% for me, but I understand that this is more the beat kinds, and it's what everyone else wanted, and I get that. So it's a little bit less for me in that regard. But I love what he brought to the table, and I love his rap. So 4.75. All right, now you can talk.
Well, pretty much everything you said, right? Like I can't. There's not much more I can top with that. But I do like.
There's a lot. If you go on the Genius page and look, I'm sure you can find 5 more things.
Most probably. But I do like some parts that you were talking about in terms of like first. Like the critics and like us, how we're like critiquing his albums and stuff, and we're making our comments. I like when he said, "I'm sorry, wait, what's your talent? Oh, critiquing my talent? Oh, bitch, I don't know how the fuck y'all are, who the fuck y'all are to give a subpar bar, even have an opinion of me, mention me, millions of views, attention."
Good one.
In news,
See?
I mention you, lose for me, win for you, billion of views, your 10 cents or 2. And I like that because that made me think back to when he did the whole on his older albums. I think it's The Real Slim Shady, when he's like, sit me next to so and so and have me at the concert or whatnot, so that you can get me like
the Grammys when I get me here to sit me here next to Christina Aguilera. They better switch me chairs so I can sit next to Fred Durst and hear him argue about who should get head to first.
Yeah, that it's like, and then he also mentions this again
Sorry,
on
I fucked
Revival,
that
how
up.
people just want to bring him around to have a controversy for the views.
Right.
And I like how he's kind of like reminding everybody, like,
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I told Chris, get over here early so we can get this out on Saturday because I'm hoping this one gets us more views than fucking anything else we put out. And it's true. That is kind of what this is. And if Eminem were to like diss us or respond to us directly, he doesn't get anything about it, but I certainly would benefit. And you're right. And sorry, I cut Chris off.
No, it's fine. I also like when he went, since 9/10 of your rhyme is about ice and Jesus Christ, man, how many times is someone gonna fuck on my bitch, fuck my side chick?
I love it.
And I just stopped
I've
and I
said
was
that
like,
before.
and it's literally, have I?
No, I mean, like, in conversations, we've both said shit
Okay,
like this
I
in
thought I
past
actually
reviews.
said it on a podcast.
I
But
mean, J. Cole ironically brings it up on whatever that, like, fuck on their bitch like it's part of my ritual. You know,
Right.
like it's the same kind of sentiment.
And it's just, I like how he acknowledges it because that's a lot of what is said in a lot of the new music today. And I feel like Eminem on this track, this 5-minute slaughter, it just he wanted to address everything in this free flow motion. At the beginning of the song, he's like, "Oh, I don't really know what to say, but I'm just gonna let my thoughts go." And that's where it gives me this, like, he's kind of just going off the top of his head for whatever he's feeling emotionally to get it all out, so that he can give us that structured creativity throughout the rest of the album.
Absolutely.
I feel like he's just like, releasing, but also in this sense of releasing, he's giving you the context like, yo, I'm about to clap back at all of you. Like, I'm coming for
he does.
everybody, and I need you guys to understand this. I'm just, like, prepping. I gave the track a 4.5 on 5. The only reason is because I feel like I feel like there could have been, like, a hook, a bridge, a chorus, a little break. Just,
I don't know. He put that beat through the ringer, bro. But let's talk. That's why he's the greatest. I fucked that up. Hey, Chris, you go first because I talked a lot last time.
so this is greatest, and he basically proves why he is the greatest. And he does it the Eminem way in terms of all the trickiness and all the word plays and stuff. But I didn't find, for me, I was like, I feel like he bodied the last track so hard that just reiterating why he was the greatest right after, for me, I was like, okay, I understand it, but like, it was just more of this, I want to say like Slim Shady-esque kind of feel, just kind of like hyperactive, extreme, I'm cool, I'm great, I'm the best, da 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 da. But I do like when he was like, when he said, you set a mark too high when platinum sales
Yes.
looked at as a failure. And I was like, could that be, well, that's not a reference to something that, never mind.
No, I mean, I actually have a thought on that. So I saw there was a Genius annotation. I don't know if I fully agree. I believe that what Eminem is saying is that the mark of perfection that he has set for the expectations of an Eminem project means that platinum isn't good enough. Even going 10 times platinum might even not be perceived as a real success in light of all the records he set, all the records he's broken and shit, right?
I can see that, but I also think...
So that's what I mean, because his last album went platinum, but it was
could
perceived as
also
a failure.
I also took it as like maybe he doesn't understand what like the new era of like streaming and the playlists and nowadays. Like I understand you still go platinum or whatever the statistics are, but
it's
like we don't categorize as the same.
I feel like
You know
it's
what
a
I
little
mean?
bit more like nobody would consider a platinum album a failure unless it's an Eminem album and it didn't go 10 times. Or the fact that Revival, which went platinum, is considered a failure, even though from a financial point of view and all this stuff, like there's no way that any other album would really be considered a failure that went platinum. So I think that the fact is that for him, the standard is so above and beyond that of the average person that he struggles to walk on water, if you catch my drift.
Fair enough. The chorus is this like
Greatest in the world.
yeah, it's
Greatest
this
in the
very
world.
exaggerated greatest in I'm the greatest in the world. There's so many effects on it. It's
I
really
might be
just
the best to ever do it.
like the voice is different. It's super hype. I mean, I like the song, but I didn't feel like it was as and I'm gonna say lyrical in terms of like a message front. Like the whole message was just I'm better and this is why. Like that was it, and I think it's like he's reiterating and he's defining that he's the greatest, and I can respect that, but I'm still coming off this bodied 5-minute thing. I left this track at a 4.
So I feel like the body, like they're different purposes, right?
Right.
And I mean, this album is really him going balls to the walls and flossing on that Slim Shady shit. Like he's finally letting himself out the cage, right? So I mean, this one starts off with motherfuckers talking crazy, saying I should quit. I fucking tell him make me eat a fucking dick. I'm feeling like I'm the greatest, whoever, whatever. Mike Will, the one who made it, is shady on the lyrics. Now it's just crazy to hear that, right? Like to me, I think that's such a profound thing. Like because normally you got the Mike Will made it, and always for some reason the number 23 starts playing in my head from Juice. Anyway, but like you have this like. Wow, Eminem just like got with the times, in my opinion, with that one move, and then he did like the tag with it, and then throws that this is a shady track right down, and I'm like. Okay, I actually had to stop and go rewind. Did he really say Mike Will made it? But he did, and that's really fucking cool of him. And I love the fact that like I think they collaborated on the beat. I might be wrong. I know Eminem was involved in the production on many of them. Anyway, so and he just comes in and he's like, I'm somewhat outlandish. They say you say we're cut from the same cloth, but I guess you fabricate, eh? Right away, a great pun, right? Because fabric. Right? Because it's in the line and it's a pun. You guys get it, I hope. I'm not explaining it that well. But he's kind of pointing out that when he's outlandish and when he comes at certain things, he is actually different than, let's say, like, you know what always got me was 2 Chainz's I'm Different song. I'm like, there's almost nothing different about that song. But the whole song's called I'm Different. And that's what I kind of pictured. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't hate me, 2 Chainz fans. But, like, in general, it was really just like... maybe it was a really strong start, right? And then like he goes through and it says stuff like feeling like I'm headed for a pattern cell. Bar for me, what I rap isn't fair, but guess that's the standard. Whatever Chris said to. So like, he kind of feels like he's stuck, and I feel like that little context is like he feels like no matter what he's doing here, it's gonna fuck up and it's gonna like go bad, and it's gonna create a certain degree of
us though, and us as listeners. I don't mean like podcasters or reviewers or critiques or anything, but I mean like us as the fans.
Yeah,
like,
the expectations.
Right, and I feel like okay.
That's what we discussed, right? We set those expectations, right? Sorry to cut Chris off.
But is that...
I'm caffeinated like a motherfucker right
now.
No,
it's totally fine. But like
telling them, and
I'm telling them it's totally fine for whatever. But I just want to like just kind of understand a little bit more in terms of the game has changed in terms of streaming.
I mean,
so it's like, yeah, his album could have went platinum, but are we talking platinum sales? Are we talking actual discs?
An album going at platinum means you sold, 1 million copies. That's just what it means. Whether you got it through streamings or physicals, I don't think it makes a difference. If you go platinum, it's a success in people's minds. He's saying that it's not a success. Revival went platinum. Look, Revival was like #1 everywhere but the States. Okay, so like it went platinum. I don't know how much it ended up selling. And it was considered a failure by the fans because the standard we set was to recreate, like people want him to recreate the Marshall Mathers. I don't know if it was this song, but somebody mails him the fucking Marshall Mathers song on the album.
Right.
I don't know. We'll get there again. I'm sorry. But like, so people have this expectation to recreate this old sound that he has. And if he doesn't do what they want, his album's a failure and people hate it on the internet and shit, like, it's kind of whack that Revival's as hated as it is to me. But, like, anyway. And then, like, the problem I have with this song is the chorus. I don't like it. I get it. I just don't like it. I find it to be a little bit obnoxious to listen to, and it's fine. It's like, it's cool. It might grow on me. It's definitely something where if I'm drunk, I'd really love to sing along to it. So I feel like it has its place. Like, greatest in the world. You know, I can really get into it, but
it's also, because, like, now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of these type of songs with that type of chorus that are now nowadays. Like, just exaggerated, kind of fun, hypey.
I mean, at the end of the day,
I'm not saying they're good.
No, but part of it is, like, it should kind of sound enjoyable. And I don't feel that this particular chorus is quite as enjoyable to listen to. I do like then when the verses are fucking fire. Like, I know in the second verse, I know there's people that are pissed about the way I mispronounced the name D'Antwoord. Fuck, I still can't say this shit. But they quickly they forget who the fuck I was. Now Ninja, try to duck my slugs. Try to let your girl get fucked by mugs. And then I wanted to just interject here. I mean, they have like for them, they're South African, right? And for them, like, they spent their whole career kind of repping their culture and shit. It's honestly like, you know, they feel comparable to like other minorities. Like, they're kind of looked down on. They're kind of paraded around in a weird way. And one of the things is, like, their name is D'Antwoord or whatever. I can't even say it right. So the fact that Eminem just casually threw their name in as a pun may have offended these guys that don't come from North America and have a whole fucking different way. Mm-hmm. Secondly, Ninja and Yolandi Visser are not together. They had a kid like a decade ago or whatever in like 2005 and haven't dated. They're not even like fuck friends or anything. They're just homies. Ninja fucks who he wants. She fucks who she wants. So the fact that people believe that Ninja's girl got fucked, it's like, who cares? She can fuck who she wants and Ninja doesn't care. So good on you, Muggs. I'm not often jealous, but good on you, Muggs. That's one I would go for, is all I'm trying to say. Yolandi Visser looks tight. But, like, and then he continues the line scheme, though. I like to give a shout out to Cypress. This can't be real. You dissed me, and I was trying to give you a shout. Now get the fuck out my rhyme book. And it kind of sounded like Eminem was dissing them. I'm not going to lie. It kind of sounded like his play was that, like, Ninja was a way to get around saying the word, and he was kind of dissing him. That's how I took it on that track. I get where Ninja's coming from. Anyway, so Eminem's kind of now a bit backtracking to me, going like, yeah, I was just giving you a shout out, which is true, but maybe not everyone wants to be in the negative side of your shout outs, you know?
I guess when
not everyone's going to pop a bottle like MGK.
But like, all publicity is good publicity, I guess.
But if somebody
if Eminem does name drop you in a negative way,
I might be okay with it, but like, I feel like you can't necessarily expect everyone to like it if you do it. That's not a fair expectation. It's unsolicited, etc. You know. Fair. Anyway, and then I liked when he's like, "I just slapped Vlad with an ISIS flag," and I was wondering if that's a DJ Vlad fucking reference, who has the mightiest beard ever. I finally saw his face. Holy shit, is his beard huge? But yeah, so he has this slap with an ISIS flag. Bet you I come back twice as bad. Revival didn't go viral. Oh my god, Revival didn't go viral.
And then the rest
Vernon
of
and Royce tell me I should take the high road. Fuck that. And then right after that he like flips the flow up and goes, fuck that. I'm gonna fit back in.
But then he flips back into DNA.
Oh.
He flips back and he goes, I got spite in my DNA. I've been tireless working all day.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, dude, he does the humble and then so that whole like thing is like, I don't know if he's attacking Kendrick or if he's just paying an ode to Kendrick.
No, I think he's paying an ode.
Like, he does the humble thing, and then he goes into the DNA
because Damn went viral, and he got a Pulitzer, and then he released it backwards, and somehow that was okay.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite parts of this album.
He didn't release it backwards.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did, but you were supposed to listen to it backwards.
No, but he released it backwards as an official thing, his bonus edition or whatever. It's just the album backwards. And I also like when he's like, till I run out of gunpowder and split from the scene, hold the mic similar to a pistol squeeze, and I shoot from the hip when I grip them things, and my lips to the clips, got the cig like it nicotine, trigger me, and Slim gets mean. Bars are like bullets, and I spit them schemes. That's why I called them motherfuckers M16s, and I'm like, I've never seen anybody eloquently tie gunplay and rhyming so well together to land at that like M16s things. Because when he drops bars, it's always gonna be fucking like machine gun fire, like fucking power, like.
Or when he drops bars, they could be shots towards another thing.
And honestly, it's super fucking enjoyable. These verses, in my opinion, are like, damn, Eminem is probably one of the greatest things to ever happen to music, let alone rapper. But that hook is not my favorite, so I'm giving this one a 4.5. I enjoy this song, but I can live with the hook. It might grow on me over time. I'm not 100% settling. I might like this song more in 6 months if you ask me. I'm gonna leave it at that. You?
4.
Just a 4?
Yeah, I agree with you on the chorus. That I can appreciate the extremity and the wackiness from it, but like, it didn't really captivate me as much. And like I said, I feel like I get it. You're the greatest. I get it that you're trying to remind us and you're defining it with this song, and I can appreciate it. But you did that for me in the last track. Like for me,
okay,
you did that in the last track. And I know that on the last track, I was like, you didn't put any choruses or nothing. And
I don't think that makes a song less hype or more hype if you did it already.
I'm not trying to say it. No. I feel like, I feel like it loses.
I just don't, because they're completely different to me. Like one is like I'm taking shots, and this is like I'm flossing. Like they're very, like. I don't mind if all 13 of these tracks are in some way supposed to like be about certain issues that keep coming back. Like I don't think that takes away from it if the tracks are done correctly and to be diverse. But like subject 1 of the first song is, these are all the things that pissed me off and made me doubt, and you're all the people that doubted I'm the greatest. So then it flows into I'm the greatest, right? Mm-hmm. And then if we look at the flow into the third song, I think it's actually really well placed in terms of establishing a narrative and motif for the story of this album a little bit, right?
Thinking of it that way, I see a different perspective, because I thought I wouldn't connect this song and the next song together.
Because he's now gone about how he's the greatest and allow us to just talk about Lucky You.
Some bangers, some chains, and some blazing, a couple of nines. Choppers and jimmies, a partridge, a pitching, my 20s and Christmas was not.
I like the way the titties move. I like the moves. I got the girls. I don't remember the words, but yeah, Big Sean moves. Definitely an inspiration for that hook. I wanted to start off with that, but just to continue what I was saying on the last song before Chris tells us his feelings, it's Eminem has established he's the greatest, and then this song kind of calls into question what is the meaning of the greatest, right? And it presents like two sides to a coin of what being the greatest can mean and what it can be in light of how it's presented with two careers of guys that have been highly compared as similarly talented rappers. Like there are many people who believe Joyner Lucas is the next Eminem in terms of style and flow and stuff, and they do, in my opinion, sound excellent fucking together.
I just want to say before we continue, I fucked up on the DNA quote. It's this song that has the DNA verse.
Oh. Okay, so now you know. In case you comment section people have already commented, Chris has redacted his statement. But yeah, so how do you feel about this track, though?
I'm actually really pissed at myself that I didn't listen to it on the walk here, as I told myself I would for like the 15th time, because there's so much in this track that I think I missed, but I got so much of it. Joyner Lucas comes out, and I also want to start off as well as I think this is a completely different track. I agree with you on the two sides of the story, but I feel like Joyner Lucas's verse is about an artist who's struggling in the rap game, kind of like coming up from nothing, doing what he's got to do to come up and become the guy he is. He's like, back on my bullshit, my back to the wall, turn my back on you, all of you finished, back to these bullets, it's back to the job, pulling my Mac out and all of you running. Like, he feels like he's trapped, he feels like he's up against the wall.
You really do have to go at the next couple of lines where he kind of was like, I'm not a gangster, I just murk y'all.
No, right. I wasn't trying to allude to the fact that he was like coming out and trying to be all violent and stuff. I was gonna say like it's mostly for his lyrics. He does follow it up with like, he quotes that he's not a gangster, but I feel like what I'm trying to say is like, what I understood from this song is like Eminem gives us his view of what fame is and how being a famous rapper is in the life that he's kind of living, and Joyner is giving us this like point of view of a guy who's like coming up in the rap game. I'm not saying that Joyner's not like big and powerful, but I'm saying like the kind of like when I'm understanding.
Because like Joyner's kind of reaching like the peak of his career as far as it's gonna go as like an underground superstar, right? And I think this is more of the underground superstar versus like the mainstream superstar a little bit.
Kind of what I'm trying to get at.
Because like Joyner, his attitude, like it really is. Let's just compare like the opening parts of both their verses. They're that, yeah, I done did a lot of things in my day. I admit it. I don't take back what I say. If I said it, then I meant it. All my life I want a Grammy, but I'll probably never get it. I never had no trophy or no motherfucking ribbon. Fuck the system. I'm not bend the law, cut the rules. I'm about to risk it all. I ain't got too much to lose. Y'all been eating long enough. It's my turn to cut the food, pass the plate, where my drink, this my day. Lucky you, fuck you too, woo. So you're right. I do think that there's a degree of on the come up, but I think what it's trying to say is, for whatever reason, Joyner hasn't been selected to be one of those like lucky guys, because there are established figureheads like the greatest, like an Eminem, who have been hogging the limelight and shit so long, and I feel like it's a little bit. And I might even be contradicting what I said earlier. I don't care. But I feel like it's a little bit like he's trying to say, Eminem, you're like kind of blocking the lane and not letting me have my shine. You got to move. You got to give me that opportunity, because otherwise I'm never going to get it, because you're hogging up all the food and shit.
I don't think that's fair to say, though. I feel like
Hold on, because then if you listen to Eminem's line, it's a complete contrast to that.
Right.
I have said a lot of things in my day. I admit it. This is a payback in a way. I regret it. I did it. I don't want a couple of Grammys, but I sold my soul to get him. Wasn't in it for the trophies, just the fucking recognition. Fucks the difference. I'm that cracker. Bend that law. Fuck the rules. Man, I used to risk it all. Now I got too much to lose. I've been eating long enough, man. My stomach should be full. I just ate like the plate. My buffet. Lucky me. Fuck you think. Woo. So I feel like if we look at these two passages, we have a Joyner Lucas who's a hungry guy on the come up from his environment, trying to deal with the situation. He is debatably at the biggest part of his career, especially after I'm Not Racist. You know, he's got the Logic beef. He's got a name that's buzzing. Like, he's basically on songs with Tech 9. He's basically doing all of this shit. But he also acknowledges that with the kind of music he makes, and because he says some real shit specifically, and he's not trying to necessarily do other things, and he's got all these messages, he's never going to get that Grammy. He's never going to get it. But really, I do think that it's because Eminem drops an album, Joyner Lucas drops an album. Who's all the press and attention going to?
Eminem.
Who's got the play. And it's not taking away from Joyner Lucas. It's just that there is only so much attention span available.
But I mean, do you think that's part of just superstardom? Like, we're supposed to give Eminem because he is who he is?
I think that...
Like, because we put Eminem on a pedestal, we're supposed to just go straight to his album besides Joyner Lucas.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not going to lie. If the two drop an album today, I'm going to go to Eminem because I've been an Eminem fan forever.
So just so, like, clarification, if you literally were to wake up and Spotify was like Joyner Lucas, Eminem, which one are you clicking first?
Eminem, without even thinking twice.
Okay.
Why would I click on Joyner? No offense to Joyner, but like, Eminem's album is going to be the most talked about thing. It's what everyone's going to care about and stuff. I'll get to Joyner's album because I'm curious now about Joyner.
I would pick Eminem too. I'm not saying I wouldn't.
And I think that all the reviewers and podcasters and bloggers are going to pick Eminem too. Because at the end of the day, that's where the views are going to go. And that's just because that's what the people care about.
Exactly. Okay.
But I think that there's like a difference to it. Like, you have Eminem being like, I'm on top with these Grammys and I've said so many things I regret to get here. I had to fucking sell my soul and shit. I had to like basically say a lot of bad things to get to where I was on top. And I got the awards and I wanted the attention and stuff, but was it like really worth it? And now I'm full and I still want more. And he's still hungry.
But he called it though, didn't he? Like, when he first signed with Jay, he told him, he's like, I'm going to be the most hated person on planet.
That's fine, but if you compare it against what Joyner's saying with his purity and he's fucking going for it, but he'll like never get it, you know, like never get it because Eminem's got all the food on his plate already. It's basically like the wealth disparity situation of the 1% against the 99 in hip hop put into like this track. In the way that, because their verses are just fucking opposites of each other. Because Eminem's
they're both good,
and I do think that there is that deliberate I'm that versus I'm that cracker line to show that the skin color might even be part of it that plays into it and acknowledging this type of shit. It's almost like I'm Not Racist Part 2 featuring rap careers of Eminem and like Joyner.
Isn't this the other?
I mean, if you really like, I just came up with that now. I might be wrong, but the way the song is structured, it's kind of like that. It's almost like to.
Part of me right now feels like he touches upon the same narratives as on other songs, because there's a part, and I don't know if it's this song or another one, but he goes like, if I'm selling all these records because I'm white, then why isn't any other white rapper selling as much as I am?
No, I think that's a different.
That's
track.
a different track, right?
I think, but
I
it's
feel
not...
like that point is relevant to like this song as well, in terms of like the whole the cracker thing. It's like he's kind of also bringing light to like, is it because I'm white? Is it because I have like different options or whatnot?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think that the white thing was the only part of it. I think it was kind of a part of the grander like scheme of stuff, right? Because I mean, if you look at the tone of Joyner's thing, it's like I'm actually buzzing this time. Straight out the kitchen, I told him the oven is mine, and not fuck with you guys. Because also, right after your Mac line, like right after the gun line, and he's on his hood shit, these packs, and I'm actually pumping. Can't fuck with you rappers. You practically sucking. You might have went platinum, but that don't mean nothing. So he's kind of talking about how his raps are fucking proper, and he's banging out the realest shit, etc. And it's not selling. Right, is how I'm kind of taking it. It's not going platinum like the trash artists out there. He's actually buzzing. If I don't kill you, just know you're going to suffer this time. I ain't no gangster, but I got some bangers, some changes, some blades, and a couple of knives, all sorts of shit. Then he goes into his fucking little one-off lines where I love when he's like, and I might just drop 4 like a Uno, because Uno is a great game, and you let us know in the comments if you enjoy Uno. And then, they invented a level off in the Getter Together looking for something I probably never can find now. Shit got relevant until the beef died down. In truth, really wanted me tied down. I've been alone. I never needed nobody, just me and my shawty. And, and he kind of like puts out this whole perspective of his like universe and his world and what he's dealing with and whatnot. So you were right at the beginning.
I think shawty is girl.
I wasn't sure if it was girl or shotgun. If it's girl, it's a stupid line to...
But like you said, he follows up with like, I'm not a gangster, I'm not this.
That was earlier. But my point is, as far as the shoddy line, if it's a shotgun, it's a cool line because he's riding solo. If it's a girl, because of how it's written on Genius with the W, because it could be either, then it's a really weird line to put after I'm on my own. I've never understood why people go, I'm on my own, but I have my crew. Like, you're not really on your...
That's the thing. Like, that's
just
actually...
say, we're on our own is better.
But, like...
It's grammar, dude.
If you...
It's grammar.
I'm not going to try to argue grammar, but I'm just trying to, like, bring another perspective in terms of, like your shoddy, which I'm going to assume if it is the girl, it's his girlfriend. Like, you kind of think of yourself as one. Like, it's not like
is not on your own. In my opinion, that is with a team, and it should be put with a team because teams and movements raise people up. Individuals trying to grind solo tend to burn out and crash. Anyway, that Eminem's verse is just such a different tone. Like, I got a couple of mansions, still I don't have any manners. You got a couple of ghostwriters, but to these kids it don't actually matter.
That's true.
And it's fucking like, oh, that's probably part of the situation. So in a sense, Eminem and Joyner Lucas also have the same problem. They're both very lyrical people dropping this crazy-ass lyrical shit, even though Eminem got there through whatever means. He's now there, and he's watching it kind of slip away for the same reason that Joyner Lucas can't get to the top. So I maybe you're right about Eminem's not blocking him. I may have been wrong. We're kind of figuring this out as we go, people. And let us know, by the way, what you think. It's like... It really would be great if you could correct anything we fuck up along the way, especially if you're watching this in a couple of days when you've had time to think more than we have. But like you can see, like, because he took it out and he dropped his last album, it hurt me like hell, but I'm back on these rappers and actually coming from humble beginnings, I'm somewhat uncomfortable winning. I wish I could say what a wonderful feeling. We're on an upswing like we're punching the ceiling. But nothing is ceiling like anyone has any fucking ability to even stick to a subject. It's killing me. So what I'm appreciating about Eminem here is that he's understanding that his style of rap, which is focused on like good writing and subject matters and storytelling and craft and all of this, is not really appreciated by people these days. So he's fucking confused, doesn't understand how to respond to the situation. And I feel like there's almost an honesty and a humility to this track that wasn't displayed on the other ones, which is cool because it follows I'm the greatest, and it's almost like it's a response to the previous track where he might feel like he's the greatest. Here's a little bit more of the reality of what it's like to feel like you're the greatest, presented by these two guys that are kind of feeling, a certain way about the situation.
Right.
Let's recap MCs that wreak havoc on tape decks. ADATs with the G-Raps and Kane's hats. We need 3 stacks ASAP and bring Master Ace back. because half of these rappers have brain damage. All the lean rapping, face tats syruped out like tree sap. I don't hate trap, and I don't want to seem mad, but in fact, where the old me at, the same cat that would take the feedback and aim back, I need that. So, I mean, he's kind of pointing out that, like, he needs to get back in touch with that side of himself. At least they take it where he wants to be able to lash back at the things he doesn't like. And he doesn't really hate trap music and shit, but he also goes back and shows you what his influences are and the things he thinks are great hip-hop and feels like we need this type of thing. So you may as well, like, tap into his soul and recreate the stuff that he felt was, like, legend and shit, you know?
Just to continue that point, there's another part in the song where Eminem goes, shit is a circus. You clowns that are coming up don't give an ounce of a motherfuck about the ones that were before you to make raps. And it's like just to like extend that point, bring it one step further, it's like he's not only showing us his experiences or his influences, but he's also kind of like studying and like letting you know, like, I know who influenced me. Like, do you know who taught you this? Like, you claim to be that this is your style, but I can name you 5 rappers off my hand who did the same thing, you know? Right.
And then on top of that, like, it ties into the grander theme where on other tracks he's like, don't disrespect the OGs. And I think he's showing by example that he's going to put the OGs he respects into it. And I agree with you. You are supposed to pay influence to our culture. I rap. I would be ridiculous to not say that Eminem didn't influence me, you know? Like, I would be stupid to say that because it's just truth. But to pretend I invented anything I've ever done, including this podcast, is ridiculous. All I've ever done is watch stuff and blended it in my head to create my own version of it. That's what creation is. Anyway, so paying homage to your influences is mad important. I love the way it ends with the hook again. I really like this song. I feel like we went somewhere really cool with this, and I'm giving this a 5 on 5. It blew my fucking mind. From a flow perspective, both of them are ridiculous. Joyner Lucas goes at such a speed. It's like he knew he was on an Eminem song, and he brought that level of game to display the talent that was required to sound good next to him. This track is awesome. Like, the contrast of emotions between their verses, the way the beat plays out all nice and stuff. Like, I can't praise this song enough. This is what I think is, like, the greatest side of Eminem in general. This kind of conscious, interesting shit. And Joyner's dope. I'm going to listen to his albums that he's already put out, etc. I don't know. Go ahead.
Joyner is dope. The song is good. I don't personally think it's a 5 on 5. I feel like I like how they're contrasting each other and they're kind of having like this conversation. I like how after discussing it a little bit, I can kind of see where Joyner's coming from and I can kind of see more about where Eminem's coming from. So I do appreciate that a little bit more. But I feel like, I guess it's just my own ignorance to the situation of why I don't really comprehend a lot of what, like, again, being me, I kind of look at them and I can respect what they've gone through and what they've done, but I can also sit here and be the same guy going like, yeah, but you got a Range Rover and I don't. You know, like, I'm a little bit envious. And I feel like as much as they are being...
keep going.
As much as they are being very honest and truthful about it, I'm still, just for me, this isn't a song that I'm going to go back to as per, like, you're crying about shit that affects you. But you're still riding around and shit that I don't have.
I want to respond to that and say it affects me and you. See, Joyner Lucas and Eminem and other people of that nature are part of that camp of music where I believe people say doesn't exist anymore. Mm-hmm. So if at the end of the day they can't chart, they have this struggle that they're facing and stuff, that music dies a little bit more every day, then it affects me and you because then, I mean, me more than you because I prefer this over other stuff, but the death of this genre is not something I want to see.
But I feel like that's also, and just because you used yourself, right, I feel like it's not so much as yours alone, our responsibility to keep that genre alive.
Yep, we're doing this. Like, I'm participating. You're participating. In general, I'm saying it.
But not just for us, but for everybody. Like, if you want this genre to be alive, go and listen to the people who make this type of music.
I like how you did like a full 180 there. That was awesome. Let's talk about the Paul skit.
I like what they have to say about you or the stuff you're working on. I mean,
so we're like pushing an hour. And we're only on track 4. The Paul skit is really funny to me. I'm gonna just say it like that. It's a Paul skit, which made me so happy on the track list. Like, this was the opposite of the other track list. This was like damn, that made me want.
Paul was on the other album too.
Yeah, I know, but like seeing it again here.
But it's a thing he does.
No, but it's not on every album. But it adds like a legit. No, it's not.
But it might not be a skip. But Paul is on almost every
No,
album.
but not. They're not on every album. Anyway, my point is more. Sometimes it's Steve or whatever. But just seeing the skit, it's like it's a real Eminem album. That's what I meant.
Fair enough.
I'm like, you basically have him being like, I heard the album and it's pretty good and stuff, but your album's basically like you clapping back at everybody.
Which I just want to state,
it's a first.
Technically, the album is 11 songs.
Anyway.
Because realistically, if he heard the album and then he put this there, he would have had to heard the original album before this cut came in.
Wait, does he say 10 songs?
Well, no, but think about it. There's two skits on this album.
Yeah, whatever.
And the first skit, Paul is just like, oh, I heard the album. So realistically, if you heard the album and this is a recording of the voicemail, the album's legitimately only 11 tracks.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I'm just.
No, it's fine. Anyway, I do wonder that if these are just written. I don't know.
I was thinking that
because I feel like maybe the first ones weren't, but like, come on, this seems so deliberated. And it's like maybe a real conversation they had, and M's like, "Yo, let's get this on." But like, Paul is kind of saying, like, "Are you sure this is a good idea?" You're just kind of responding to all the negative criticism of this album, and then that means that if this album is criticized, you're going to make a Kamikaze 2 where you criticize all the people who criticized the album of you criticizing the last one.
We want that.
I mean, I do think there's a segment of people who want that, but from a conceptual point of view, he's right. It's so ridiculous. Like, this is not what you would expect a 45-man-year-old to do. But I don't care. I like it, and I like the self-awareness that he does with this skit, right? Like, I feel like he uses these skits to let you know that he knows what you're thinking.
Like humanizes him a little bit.
And like, even if he doesn't say it to break the illusion, he still authorized the publishing of this skit. Like, he wants you to know that he understands how fucking stupid this is.
It's kind of like, look, I'm doing this, but my supervisor's looking at me like,
yeah,
but you know what I mean, like the
4.5
dude
on 5.
who looks at me, I gave it a 4.
It's 4.5 on 5. I thought it was hilarious. I have in fact heard it play like 6 or 7 times now, and it kind of makes me laugh a little bit every time. And I don't know that I've ever had a Paul skit that had me laughing like every single time. So I like it. I'm cool with it. I think it completes the album a little bit. And then out of nowhere, we have a normal song.
Guess it comes with the territory. My ex-girl, she just declared war there.
Why you gotta be so extra, Chris? Why you gotta be so extraterrestrial?
That was cool. I liked when Eminem did that. So the song is, from what I get, Eminem's giving us a little scenario about his relationships, but like in this introspective way of where he's like kind of like reminiscing about what he does, reflecting. That's the word. That's what I want to say.
Right.
Reflecting on what he's doing and how he impacts these relationships with these women and all this stuff. It seems to be very toxic. It seems that in first one, Eminem's breaking down how this girl is kind of crazy. She's kind of like flipping out on him.
She doesn't want him around no other ladies.
Right, but wait, that's what. Okay, right. She doesn't want him around any other ladies. She kind of gets mad at him and stuff, but he sets up a context where he's like, my ex-girlfriend just wanted to sit on her phone. So I feel like, first off, he's giving us this context of like, this is what I'm seeing. You physically want to sit on your phone and not fucking talk to me. But then when I start just chit-chatting with so-and-so, you're going to lose your shit because of whatever.
Wait, what? In the first verse, he like...
It's not the first verse.
Tells her to get out, and then she leaves the house dressed like a hoe, ready to...
Right before the first verse. Right before the first verse.
How do you do, man? I don't know what's up with these hoes, man. Getting in relationships like this, I'm just saying. Maybe it's something about me. Yeah.
Wants to be on her phone, barely talk to him, or acknowledge him.
No, that's not the... Dude, I have Genius open in front of my face.
I wrote it.
In my face, man. Right there. Like I'm saying, that does happen... I think later on in the song, but then it comes with the chorus with "I just want you to be normal, why can't you bitches act normal, etc." Blah blah blah. And then then my ex hates to text. She's a texter when she's in bed laying right next to her, wants to get back together. She not. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. My bad. Go ahead.
Sometimes I might be crazy. I'm not wrong. So he sets that up, and I feel like when he sets that up, he's kind of trying to give you this image of like, look, we're both wrong here. Like, whatever I'm doing, I might be in the wrong, but you ignore me. So that's the first part. Then she goes kind of crazy. She's like flipping out on him. She leaves. He doesn't know what to do, and he's just trying to like figure it all out. Verse 2 is more of breaking down this toxic relationship, how for the moment Eminem is starting to kind of realize that she's not really there to ride with him, that she's just kind of there as like, and I'm going to say eye candy a little bit, try to benefit from his wealth, his lavishness, what he can do for her with all the I guess the expensive stuff. And he goes, she's only mine for the time being. That's why I keep bringing up the one time she tried to 2-time me. And it's like, he's still holding on to that pain of like, you tried to cheat on me. And he's looking at it like, I'm trying to make this a real thing. But yet you guys are looking at me like some trophy, some toy, some like, just thing you can possess and not give a fuck about it and run around and do what you want. I like the honesty when he was like, kick her out, call her back. Now she's coming over, but why is she so wicked? And how the fuck did I get so twisted? Like that like, I want you to be gone, but I want you here. And he feels crazy. Like it was honest. It was real. It was nice, but it wasn't captivating for me. I guess I just didn't really care about his crazy relationships. I've heard him go through these multiple times. It wasn't, for me, this wasn't something that was like over the top, like, oh my God, this is super awesome. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I
just
felt
on
like,
the other hand,
hold on. I do though enjoy how he kind of alludes to Superman, the song, when he's like, you won't know what kind of car I'll be in, I'll travel you around and blah blah blah, and he sticks a tracker on this girl's car,
stalks her,
and he stalks her. It's like we're back to being this, like, I get it, you're trying to allude to the fact that you love these people so much that they're making you crazy and doing crazy things because they're fucking acting out and shit, but it's still, for me, I'm just like, but if you're aware you're picking these people,
I mean,
it's
a lot more complicated than that. That's a very unfair statement.
I gave it a 3. Listen, this is something I would have been told. This is something I feel like people would look at me and be like, well, if you're the common denominator.
But it's also like he's a celebrity.
I'm not trying to shit on him, by the way.
No, I mean, but like, I can understand maybe that like you don't want to hear another Eminem song about girls. But, like, on the other hand, how would it be an Eminem project if he wasn't talking about the relationships in his life and stuff?
I'm not trying to say that. Like, I don't want to discredit it from the Eminem project.
But, like, you're kind of like, well, I've heard other songs like this, I don't need to hear another one. It's kind of what you've said a few times on this project. It's almost as if, like, look, at a certain point, there are only so many things that you've lived through that you can write about in terms of unique experiences, right? And I mean, I can't say I've ever heard the story of how Eminem stalked Milo and Milo flipped him off and this whole situation. Like, this was a little bit of a comical, unique little story. It's another take on the situation where now we have Eminem craving a normal relationship, and he's trying to find a normal relationship, but he can't relate to the people that are attracted to him or show up in his life, you know? And you see that where, like, because, like, this tone isn't so, you're a stupid bitch, fuck you, I want to kill you. It's like, I just wanted this, like, normal relationship, and like maybe I'm a little bit broken here, maybe I'm the fucking problem, and maybe you're right, maybe he's recognizing that he can't pick them right or whatever. So you have that girl who's texting, and he's already like brought up how texting's fucking not something he understands how to like deal with. Like he like on the Nicki Minaj verse, he's kind of even brought up something similar, like he's just trying to play old school music and vibe, and like all these people are like, you're not with the times, man.
Oh yeah, I want to kick on his old yeah.
And like, so you know, she thinks he's so, and like this girl's trying to get with him. He's like, nah, not till you get your act together, not till you. And then he like flips on her, and they start arguing and shit. And then she thinks I'm being mean, and now she starts to scream about this and whatever. And then he like runs out. She leaves and like goes to fuck whoever. But then we go into the second verse where he's like, and he doesn't understand it, but he feels like he's on some Jodeci love stuff where he's obsessed with her and he thinks about her like all the time, and he wants to be with her, etc., etc. And then because she cheats, he cheats. They're soulless. It's jaded. It's heartless, etc. And then apparently there's domestic abuse, and he beats her with a fucking baseball bat, a Louisville Slugger, calls the cops and shit. And that type of crap only makes their love stronger and creates this more twisted and fucked up dynamic. And he knew that he like I believe it's he knew he fell for her when she tried to hit her with his car or something like that.
Yeah, when she tried to hit him with the car.
And then like, and then she whatever. So it just kind of creates the toxicity of the extremely turbulent situation.
But I think that there's this level of like Eminem is trying to like show us like, look, it's not just the toxicity of the relationship, but this is the toxicity of who like Marshall Mathers is.
I think
like,
he's trying to
Eminem is that like if
I mean,
bro, if a girl tries to hit you with their car, now if we were to take this literally, I really don't think this is literal, but like if a girl tries to hit you with their car and you're like, you're my wife, there's a problem with you.
Well, sure. I don't know what to say about that. I think it's more like, okay, I look at it like he ends up with these dysfunctional people, and that's like a ridiculous way. Like he's ridiculous. He's making a ridiculous point about how only these type of girls, these crazy psychos that would hit him in a car and, come back after. Like this is the extremeness of how these situations feel and play out. And he seems to be in these types of stuff. So he's just projecting these emotions that come with it. But at the same time, on a micro scale, all sorts of dudes all over fall for that girl who symbolically hits you with the car, and then you're like, I want that shit. And then that's just normal shit. I don't even think it's a weird thing. It's just an elaborate thing. And then the third verse, he feels, maybe I'm just too ugly to compete with him. You weren't supposed to agree, you fucking bitch. I love that because, I mean, I can feel like that. Like, you're feeling so insecure and shit. And, like, if you're Eminem and the girl's cheating on you and stuff, it's like, what? Am I too ugly? Am I not good enough for you? What? I'm not. And then you cheated first. He already referenced how he loves to bring up the arguments. So he's kind of showing us what the arguments are like. Now, I feel like there can't be enough of these kinds of songs that show the honest, ugly sides of relationships. And it's something that people don't often like to talk about. And Eminem does it with such relatability that when you're living through this type of thing, yeah, man, I've listened to, like, Love the Way You Lie. I need something new, Like, that's how I'm kind of feeling it. Like, this was okay to me as far as it goes. I love how he, like, stalks her and, like, whatever. And then she gets back home, and then let's sleep on it like they did Revival. I told you you're the apple of my eye, so shut your pie hole. And then I love that. Like, he's like, you got home after all this fucked up, the relationship, these extreme complications, the stalking. Like, he catches you cheating because you're stalking her and everything's fucked up. Gets home, and he's like, I love you. Let's sleep on it. Let's just go to bed. What do you want? What do you want? I told you I love you. And wake up in the morning, do the cycle all again. And I think that there's a way that he tells these stories and that he brings in the way the beat happens and it flows and it meshes that makes it not just another song about girls, where I felt like on Revival maybe that would have been a fair criticism because there was 20 tracks and a couple of them kind of were like that. But I give it a 4.5 on 5. As much as I said everything I said to defend it, I don't know. It's okay. I'm not always really down for an Eminem song about girls. I feel like they're a necessary part of the album for when I'm in that headspace. But right now, I'm not 100% there. But I do think it's a really creative song and stands out next to, like, some of the other ones he's done. That's what I felt about Normal.
I gave it a 3.9.
That's fine. You can feel how you feel. You said all that stuff already. You let us know what you think, eh? Always in the comments. And for the first time ever, M calls Paul.
But I will say this. I was reading some comments last night about, like, what people are fucking...
You ready?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this skit?
I like this skit. First off, I like how Eminem is like, yeah, Paul, man, I wish you'd answer your fucking phone. And it's like, yo, bro, we have albums of him leaving you messages. Like, you can't do that. Like, you can't be Mr. Listen, I'm not going to answer you, but you have to answer me all the time. Like, no. But this skit was funny. I feel like M was, he was responding to Paul and letting him know that, like, he's not answering everybody, but he does feel a certain ways and he wants to address it. And then I think it takes like a creative turn where he saw this dude on YouTube or in a comment.
Yahoo.
Yeah, I don't think that's the real guy's name. Like
Yahoo is a search engine that has news and bloggers and
stuff. Oh, that's what he meant. I thought he was calling the dude a Yahoo.
I mean, maybe he was, but I took it like he saw it on like Yahoo because it's so not popular. It's not about somebody.
I'm not even gonna argue with that. Yeah.
Like, even if he said MSN, it could have been a real thing that's tied to a person, and now he's getting sued. So he picked the fucking Yahoo,
Fair enough. So this guy was like writing comments about Revival, how he chimed with something with chimed, and
he's
it
like,
was
sucker free, confidence high, such a breeze when I pen rhymes. Like, you don't understand. I'm rhyming the entire fucking sentence, you fucking moron. It's my fault because you're fucking stupid, but I swear to God, this motherfucker lives in Michigan, and I think I figured out his address, and I'm on my way to this fucking house right now. I'll hit you back later. Deep.
But see, it shows that he's passionate about what he does.
He's still Slim Shady.
He's still Slim Shady, but he's also making a good point. Like, you can't cherry pick, and I kind of got attacked about it, and that's what I got. Because in the dude's review,
no. I think that the problem is it's that in making such an inane comment like he rhyme with chime or whatever, like the obvious rhyme, he missed the brilliance of how he made entire sentences line up and rhyme together because he just doesn't even know that that's how flow works. That's
my point. Is I was just like, you know how I cherry pick lines sometimes, and I did it earlier, and you were like, oh, you should have connected with the guy, not a gangster.
That's not what the guy did. The guy
he made a comment about Eminem's rhyming style on rhyme and chime without actually putting it into context of the actual structure of the flow of that song.
Which is what I just said.
Exactly. So I was like, I feel like Eminem is like kind of going like, don't cherry pick my lyrics if you don't understand what you're.
It's more don't talk about shit because even you when you cherry pick lyrics could be like, oh, that actually is dope rhyming. You often miss messages. That is a fairer thing to like even do. It's dangerous to cherry pick, but you can take a line. But he's saying Eminem's rhyming is lazy, while the line is excellently rhymed. You know, I feel like it's like don't talk about shit you don't understand. Not so much don't just cherry pick pieces and shit.
Did you notice the GPS in the background?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was hilarious. Like he's just driving.
Like
Turn
the first
left.
time, no, but and it tells you you're 100 feet away. Like it creeped up.
Oh.
Like it creeps up, and it gives you this feeling like he's actually showing up.
I didn't even catch that.
It goes turn right,
and 100
turn
feet.
left in 100 feet, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
fuck.
So yeah, I give it a 4.5 on 5. I thought it was again hilarious. I thought it was really fun to listen to, and again, it explains why he made this project with a super self-aware, crazy, Slim Shady like Skit, and I thought it was fun. It was like a nice throwback.
I gave it a 4.
All right, now let's move on to the halfway point. Stepping Stones.
My sins, I'ma rinse away this dirt. I forgot to make.
I can't say that this one didn't make me like go a little bit sad here for a second and shit. If we go back to 2002, I remember when Much Music, the Canadian MTV, proceeded to play the very first playing of Purple Pills. And I was like, this is awesome. And then D12, you know? And then this song happens, and you're listening to it. And you know what? Like, I've always wondered, like, what happened? You know, what happened? And, you know, you never really heard about it. Nobody's really talked about it. We knew that Eminem didn't really deal with Proof dies, con artist / Mr. Portis. I believe Mr. Porter is with him and part of the squad, Denon and all that. And then, yeah. So now we get to this point where it's like this song comes out, which on this album, completely unexpected. I wasn't expecting this shit.
Kamikaze effect.
And yeah, how did you feel about it though?
It was deep. It didn't answer. I don't think it answered questions that I personally had in terms of like what was the real fallout and whatnot. I mean, I assumed it was because they kind of
explains it. Pretty
well, I can. Well, I think there's more to it than just like the popularity. Like the reality of it is Eminem's more popular than D12.
No, I mean there's stuff like, look, been with you guys thick and thin, but it's almost as if sometimes we're not even friends, which reminded me, Biz, Rockstar was the shit. Y'all could have got a hit without me on that shit if you would have put D12 on it. Wish I could have did. So it's stuff like as I understand what happened here is in 2000, this was originally like, yeah, we're going to get famous, everything's going to get good, blah, blah, blah. Like Eminem stopped working with Royce to 5'9", you know, per se, to go pursue this opportunity with D12 and shit's like popped off and whatnot, you know, we were globally huge, etc., right?
But as we find out, you know, when Proof
dies,
when Proof dies, there was stuff happening. Like we were thrown for a loop. Ain't none of us know what to do. And at the time, I was going through my own struggles too, so I wasn't in no condition to be coaching us through. Everyone tried to go solo. Really, nobody blew. I was hoping that they do.
That's kind of the situation, right?
Yeah.
So it sets up the context for what happened. So Proof dies, and now their group is in a situation. Things don't feel right, etc. Eminem's lost in his introverted self, and he's doing all his drugs at that point, and he's not really in the public. So he wasn't mentally able to like be the glue that held the group together. And then,
as much as I feel Proof seems to have been the glue.
Proof was 100% like a politician in that group and did a lot for like the beefs of the era. Like if I'm not mistaken, Proof was the reason that so many of Eminem's beefs got settled because he kept reaching out to people and settling them and shit, right? So then but just like consider it, right? He wanted everyone was now supposed to go blow, maybe make some solo stuff, maybe anybody else can get some buzz or some hype while Eminem's career is doing what it's doing, right?
Right.
And then it was never the same, and it's bothered me since. And the farther we drift apart, the more awkward it gets. The more time goes by, the more life happens, and we got to be men. We got responsibilities. Plus, we don't say how we feel. And I feel like that's what got us in the debacle we're in, and that's when he goes into the whole thing. So you have this situation where it's a bunch of people in the room together, and nobody's really being honest about how they really feel. So if these guys really felt insecure or really unhappy with the situation or with Eminem's stardom, it's not like they're telling him that. And Eminem's not expressing his side of it where he feels guilt or sadness or whatever over the situation. So no one's really communicating. No one's really owning up or being accountable. And shit's just kind of organically drifting apart.
But to also take in consideration, this isn't just a group. Like these are his friends. Like these are people he grew up on the block with,
and then like was really heavily involved at the very beginning with and stuff. I'm not disputing that. So I'm just. But then Eminem obviously blows up. We expect that to happen at a certain point,
right?
And then Bacardi and Hen never thought the party would end. 1 minute you're bodying shit, then your audience splits. You can already sense the climate starting to shift to these kids you no longer exist. Went from raining cats and dogs in this bitch to tiny drops, little drips. So here we see that.
I just want to actually continue the line because that's a lot cooler than it is. And by the time your reign is over, you'll hardly be missed. You're starting to think of all artists you gift, all the carnage you left. Is this the kind of karma you get for turning your fucking back on Busy, Conniva, and Swift?
Right.
A Freudian slip subconsciously.
Okay.
I just like that Freudian slip part.
I understand. I just feel like what he's kind of expressing there is obviously at this point in his career things are not going so well, and we've kind of like jumped ahead to today almost, and he's kind of expressing like, look man, I can't even chart, I'm having trouble, my like reign in this game is over, and I'm not really able to like hold it together like I was. And then maybe it's a karmic So on the one hand, it's like, well, what the fuck you want me to do? How can I help you guys if I can't even chart myself, But on the other hand, it's like maybe it's a karmic response. And I realized, like 3 of the guys of D12 are just kind of sitting there with their hands out, and then the other 2 guys are out there pucking, going around doing all sorts of crazy shit. And it must be kind of rough. And Swift, Conniva, Bizarre's currently signed to Magic Ninja Entertainment. So he has some stuff going for him.
Is he?
Yeah. With King Gordy, they're part of like a group. I don't really like what they do, but it's cool that they're still around. A Freudian slip, subconsciously wished, I didn't feel so much guilt, and y'all didn't harbor so much resentment. So like, the part where like Eminem just kind of abandoned them is something he's aware of, and he's not even pretending like it didn't exist, etc. But then he just kind of goes on to like let you know that this isn't how he planned it. He never really wanted it to be like this situation where he blows up, and honestly, D12 was just another stepping stone to help Eminem get to this great like platform of greatness. But
he didn't want it to be like that,
and he didn't mean to kind of step on over and forget about all of his friends that he started with. But this is kind of how the cookie crumbled, and then you hear these words that. I'm almost like I'm getting a little emotional just staring at it. The less is left for closure, so let's let this go. It's not goodbye to our friendship, but D12 is over. And then if you go to Wikipedia page, it's been updated. Everybody's a past member. D12 it's officially just deaded on this song out of like nowhere, and it's just like, damn man, like I felt like emotional, like it's like the end of an era or something, and it's like you see Eminem tying up these loose ends in his life, even in the middle of this fucking Kamikaze album. It's the end of D12, and it is a bit of a kamikaze move.
I mean, Yes, it is the end of D12. But I feel like he's also trying to reach out to them as a person. Like, forget like Eminem. Let's go. Like, let's take it to a step further as Marshall Mathers. I feel like he knows how to make music. He knows how to rap. He knows how to get messages across. So he's using his platform to reach out to his former friends and be like, "Yo, we need to speak."
Well, I don't know if he even cares about speaking to them again. I think what he's trying to say to them is, "I'm sorry." And this is the best way he could say he was sorry. But at the same time, he's mad at them. Because there is a line in there, he's like, it's not fair that I'm supposed to carry all your careers forever. Like, the fact is, like, with their clout and their platforms and stuff, why didn't they do anything with that opportunity? I mean, I can see why Bizarre failed. He made stupid-ass songs like Fuck Justin Bieber or whatever. And, like, I don't think Bizarre ever had a real chance because he's so fucking extreme that most people will never like his music without Eminem being there to be like the guy. And that's just my thoughts on him. He's not a bad rapper, but go watch his shit. Like, I've watched a lot of Bizarre songs over the last decade. I like none of them. Even that Monster song or Rockstar song, it's kind of like a bad Eminem song. That's what it ended up sounding like to me. And he's right. If D12 had been there, at least it would have been balanced. But I don't see him as a good solo act. That's just how I feel about Bizarre. And if you consider the rhyming quality of like everyone else and shit, yeah, I don't know. It's just like I feel like it's a really heartfelt explanation for why Eminem is no longer with D12 and kind of what happened and how that, I don't know, man. And then that chorus is really beautiful.
The whole song is good. I mean, I gave the song a 4.5 on 5.
I gave it a 5, man. To me, it's just gorgeous. It's a really powerful story. And again, it's like there's some humanity. It's almost like this is the Marshall Mathers song in the midst of this Slim Shady tape.
That's what I was wanting to say. Like this part of his whole like kamikaze feel to this, going all over the place, kind of sporadically changing up and stuff like that, sudden movements. This is the Marshall Mathers track as like as any other, if he were to get personal about, you know, a girl like his Kim or his daughter or his mom, like this is where he's showing like, as much as everybody puts me on this pedestal of a god, like, or this or that, like I am still human and I'm still trying to show you in a way that like I still have my own issues and I'm not this perfect icon that people think I am.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good song. I like it a lot. So
Absolutely.
Let's talk about how we're not alike.
Doing Bitcoin. We don't got nothing in common. No. We don't got nothing in common. No.
Raindrop. Drop top.
This beat is fire.
Brain Dead.
This beat is
Pain
fire.
Meds. Cyclops. Daybed. iPod. This is one of my favorite tracks on this project. Fucking flat out.
The trap beat is so nice.
It's it's okay.
I mean, I got sucked into the trap beat right when I heard right when it came on. I was just like, ooh, you. I messaged Holden and I was like, you already know I like not alike. Like you already know I like this.
Sure. I was more interested in the way he did the chorus because, again, I like good satire. And good satire will critique shit in a way that's fun. So what he does is he takes Bad and Bougie and he just puts non-related words together, like brain dead, eye drops, pain meds, Cyclops. Now, I admit that pain meds line makes you kind of one-sided, so it's a little, like, clever.
Brain dead, eye drops, Visine, smoking weed, taking drugs.
Yeah.
You know,
But
they connect.
They stopped connecting pretty quick, you know. Then Maybach, a daybed, iPod, Maybach, my back, Trainwrecks, sidewalks, Payless, high tops, K-Fed, IHOP, Playtex, Icebox.
Well, you can get high tops at Payless, and he's probably shops at Payless.
What does that have to do with Trainwrecks and sidewalks? What does that have to do with daybed and iPod? That's the point. They don't.
Well, Trainwrecks could be like negative problems.
They're just stuff that's not alike.
Well, I find like they're common things. I feel like that's what he's trying to say. Like the only connection that we have is the most materialistic, simple things in the world.
He's trying to do here is say, this is what you guys do. You say a bunch of random shit that's not connected and use this flow. And then he proceeds to do just that. Uses a bunch of random things that have nothing to do with each other, really. Like, you're right, okay? Brain dead, eye drops, pain med, Cyclops. It starts off a certain way, and it often does, but then they lose their focus, and they just go off about fucking anything.
They can't stick to one topic.
And then daybed, iPod, Maybach, my back, like my Bach, Trainwreck, sidewalk. Like, think about it. Like, what the fuck is M saying here? It's not that profound. On the other hand, it's pretty profound as a satire move to, like, criticize the lack of focus and shit that he's already criticized. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was fucking funny. And then that's how much we have in common. That's how much we have in common, you know. And then we are not alike. There's not alike us on the mic, you know. Like there's just not things in common. And
But that's where I get confused because I feel like he's using materialistic things to say this is how we're common, but on the mic we're completely different.
No. What he's trying to let me explain it. So he's saying that you see how much those things have in common? 0. That's how much we have in common.
Yeah, he does it at the end.
And
it's even worse. Like the whole butchering of the different things. It is amazing, but it's like worse in terms of like.
It is one of my favorite things on this project. It's the punkest shit on this.
That's what you tweeted me.
It's the punkest shit on this fucking project, in my opinion, because it's fucking awesome. Like it's such a protesty type thing. And the fact is, what do those things have in common? Nothing. That's how much we have in common. And then Royce comes in and does his verse. It's cool. I don't actually have anything bad to say about Royce. He does like
goes, that. I like when Royce goes. Everybody doing chick joints. Probably rob these little dudes at fist point. That was funny because he's like, I don't even need a weapon to beat you up. I'll just punch you.
It's just like
I like when he also said. I mean, he says some shit, dude.
Y'all
into stuff like double up styrofoam cups, all on the uppers and downers. Woo! I'm into stuff like double in commas. Find me a brother who's solid to count the shit up and the bus. And then bust the shit down. Anyway, like I feel like he's talking some shit. I feel like he's
okay.
Like, I mean, it's not profound,
but that's the thing.
But it's just, still like good.
It's just like we heard some profound Royce on Book of Ryan.
But that's Book of Ryan. That was Ryan.
So now we're talking about Royce the 5'9's up here on his project, and some of the lines, like, look, long as my Ferrari Spider move like sea breezy. It's not actually that great of a line.
But I don't even get it. I mean, I know Sea Breezy is Chris Brown.
Yeah, long as my Ferrari, he had, I don't know. I ain't got to dance long as my Ferrari Spider move like Sea Breezy. So he doesn't have to actually move as long as he has a dope ass car.
Oh yeah,
that gives him the power to.
Chris Brown can dance and okay.
And I don't gotta hire goons. I'd rather buy the moon and breathe freely. It's kind of cool. I guess it's showing his different aspirations than other people who want to have goons. The sky is blue, the tie is new, the Maserati white and cool like G-Eazy. G-Eazy is not cool, but I get what you're trying to say, but I don't think he looks like a fratty-ass douche. I listened to his like last album. He's okay, but he just looks like I don't like him. While these dudes trying to figure out how to do a freestyle as fly as me, I'm confused and trying to figure out how to fuck Capri Styles and Maya G. And I like that because while everyone's trying to be like Royce, he's trying to fuck 2 porn stars. See, they're not alike. They're into different things and stuff, etc., etc. And I do like the double up lines. And I'm not trying to sound like I don't like it. I just feel like it kind of came off like an okay Royce verse. And that flow I feel like he used on Book of Ryan, or I've heard it recently and stuff. Like, I don't know.
He was on KOD as well.
I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. It's a cool track. It hits a cool verse.
My bad. Pablo Boat is on Book of Ryan.
Yes, he's not on KOD. And then I really like how Eminem takes this entire verse to more or less go at MGK. I didn't realize it was the whole verse at first, but let's look at how it starts, everyone. So he's like, you say you're affiliated with murderous killers. The people you run with are thugging, but you're just a wannabe gunner. Like you was going to do something, acting like you catching bunnies.
Bonnies?
Bodies. Shh, don't tell her. And then if you think about it, you heard gunshot. I am the gunner.
Yes.
Yeah. Hot, like he come in on that song like he's the hottest shit. He's running the streets.
And that's like the hypest track of the whole album.
And it is a really hype track. Don't get me wrong. It's really growing on me.
And he's also, I also realize when he's like, you are a gunner. It's like that's what MGK calls himself now. That's his thing.
Yes. That was the point.
Yes, I want you to be smart.
And you got juice, little youngin', you buggin', you ain't never been charged in connection with battery, bitch, you ain't plugged into nothing. Rap god, spit lyrical bullets, and gats cock your partner's better tool up.
I forgot battery meant assault.
Yeah, and so like Eminem's actually done that kind of ridiculous shit, and MGK kind of puts himself into a position where he's fronting like he's gangster, is what Eminem I believe is trying to cure. This has nothing to do with muscular, but have guns for sure. You better pull up strap on. In other words, if you're gonna roll up with your gang, you're gonna need an arsenal because this bar is over your head. So you're gonna have arms if you're gonna pull up skirt on there. Now you're on the street. So he's now like pulling on the fact that you better be willing to like show up with actual guns and do this kind of shit, and kind of playing like MGK. You're just talking a bunch of shit, you know. And I truly believe this whole verse is about Kells.
Well, I mean, he also attacks him with the Tech 9 line as well.
Yeah, absolutely, which comes up a little bit later. And he wants to keep up his tough demeanor, so he decides to team up with a Nina. But next time, you don't got to use Tech 9. If you want to come at me with a submachine gun, and I ain't talking to you, I'm talking to you, but you already know who the fuck you are, Kelly. I don't use sublims, and sure as fuck don't sneak this, but keep commenting on my daughter, Haley. I keep telling other motherfuckers, bitches, in case you... Anyway, so he's pretty flat out and going at MGK. And MGK did talk about his daughter when she was 16. That's a little bit rude. I'm just throwing it out there. I respond rarely, but this time Shady about to send off like a fucking cock semi-Glock demigod. Let me take the fucking silencer on this little non-threatening blonde fairy cornball taking shots at me. Woof! Like, it's really fucking great, man. Like, and it's kind of like, in a sense, MGK could be one of those Eminem clones as far as people are concerned in terms of his style and the way he approaches music and stuff. Fight me if you don't agree. At the end of the day, I did just do that. I stand by that statement.
Fight me.
But you'll be talking about Fetty Wap, better call Diddy, just trying to get me off. You better hold by it, call Trick, or whatever. Pump, you don't disrespect OG's RIP Prodigy. That's where he kind of brings in that line earlier where, like, you know, where he is already showing his respect for the OGs and shit and shows us some love for Prodigy and tells Pump to show some fucking respect. Because he really does take some shots for the sake of trolling, and some young cats don't really do it. I don't know. I guess maybe not the whole verse is about MGK. He kind of flows off a little bit, but I think he kind of comes back. Like, and I can say, I can say that me and Nickel are identical, but not us. The only thing we have in common is I'm a dick and you suck. Otherwise, no one has nothing to do with the other. I thought that was a great fucking line. And then comes one of my favorite parts. None comes close to bug, soldier, tongue, scrub, shoulder, 1 month older, sponge, mob, colder, none, rug, hoster, lug, nut, coaster. He's just saying shit that rhymes. That has nothing to do with each other. Young Thug poster, unplugged toaster. It's just fucking hilarious. Like, he's just really drilling in the part where, like, you know, none of that. That's how much they have in common. As much as all those different things have in common.
Well, I think it's also a response to, like, because like MGK also was like, Eminem's my favorite rapper, like my main inspiration and everything.
Right.
And then like Eminem did get a little insulted when he was like, well, then why are you talking about my daughter like that? You know.
Exactly.
So he is going straight on. He's going straight on it. But I feel like this song is going to be dated though. Like I feel like I don't know, in the next 3 years I don't really care about his beef with MGK.
I still care about his beef with fucking cannabis. I still fucking care. But that's the thing, is I think other people you are probably maybe on the outlier here then, because a lot of people probably care about his beef with MGK because he's hot and relevant now. And I think
now, but that's what I'm saying. Like, and like in 5 years from now, I'm not.
Again, that's why I'm saying you won't. But I think a lot of people are gonna, like, they go back to Eminem beefs and they fucking relive the glory days of it. So having Eminem go savage on somebody for the first time in like a decade, and so overtly, I'm pretty sure this is gonna get talked about for years, because at what point is it not gonna be relevant that Eminem decided to murk MGK for going at his daughter? You know, like, that's the kind of thing where I think it could be.
I guess if you come at me, like, if I were to walk in and you were like, yo, MGK, Eminem's daughter, I think that's like, oh shit, that actually did happen.
You know? Or like, depending, what happens if Gunna comes back and this turns into like a crazy beef that becomes, so like, you don't know that yet.
Okay.
But at the same time, Eminem's giving a warning to people and saying, don't do this. And what, you think that I'm afraid of you? You're going to go and do this? You think I'm not going to respond? Right. He's letting people know that he's willing to go at relevant people, guys like an MGK, whose response was, psh, popping a bottle and turning up to the song a little bit, literally. He also pissed off G-Eazy and then dissed him on Funk Flex. But he didn't diss Eminem because it's a great fucking promotion to be on this album for MGK. I bet MGK trolled him. I bet it was a straight troll. I bet MGK said, I bet if I say his name or I do this, he'll say my fucking name. And then Eminem did. And I think that Eminem bought into MGK's bait. I think MGK successfully baited Eminem into this, and that's why he was celebrating. 100%. I give this a 5, man. I think it's fucking great. As much as I feel like Royce is like okay per se, it's not like he's bad. I feel like his flow's a little weird, but not like in a way where I can't get past it. And in general, what he has to say is great. The overall premise and concept of this song is fucking awesome. It's definitely my favorite hook on the project because it's so ridiculous, and I love that kind of ridiculous. I think this is a cool song. I can see myself going back to for a long while.
I gave it a 4.7, and I'm gonna stick with it. I just think it's gonna be dated. I think that, and it's just for me. Like, I'm not gonna care for this track, and I don't care about his beef with MGK in the next 3, 4, 5 years. I don't think. Like, I'll go back to other tracks on this album. I'll go back to the Joyner Lucas track. I'll go back to all this, but like, I don't see myself doing it. But
if Joyner Lucas wins a Grammy, do you know how dated that song's gonna sound?
I know, I know. But I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm just kind of here. Like, I can appreciate the lyric, the flow, what he does. You know what? I'll admit, maybe I was a little bit ignorant to the fact that, you know, Eminem hasn't came at somebody like that in a long time. Maybe that's like a thing for him on this.
No, but even to that end, if you're into the current era, it's like a new fun beef thing for the times.
Fair enough. I just don't particularly care about it.
He wrote it in a way that will not sound overly dated because he references him, but he doesn't necessarily reference a lot of pop culture shit surrounding it to make it feel super dated.
Okay.
Maybe the word iPod is the most thing that will be the most dated. Maybe, yeah, even Royce was pretty good like that. I don't know that this is going to feel so dated. This is just gonna feel like fire bars later on, like when you go listen to a good Benzino disc, like The Sauce or something. Anyway, you want to talk about Kamikaze? You want to move on there?
Games. 1 minute they're mocking Jay, next minute they get the stuff from Migos, so they copy Drake. Maybe I just don't know.
Love this song. I don't care, Chris. You can be a Debbie Downer after. We're gonna start off with some love here. I heard this song, and I was sitting in my fucking chair, and I was like, da 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 da, and I just you find yourself like you can't sit still listening to this song. Everybody, as in Chris and Bonnie, who I saw listen to this, they couldn't sit still either. This has this weird. It's not
energetic,
like a standard timing kind of beat.
It kind of feels like you're watching this like quirky, quacky TV show where the kids are just like nah 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 nah, like literally that's what I hear, and they're like jumping on the bed and they're running around. That's why I like it though. He brought the most controversial track. He brought Fack back.
I mean,
like he brought it back.
Fack is the song Eminem hates the most.
Right.
So I think he's trying to say, well, I fucking hate Revival too now because of how it all came out.
But I feel like, no, see,
no,
I think it's the other way.
I don't actually think that.
I think it's the other way around where he's using Fack to represent Revival as much as everyone else hates Fack.
Exactly. That's a better way to put it. That's what I meant to imply. But I agree with that. I think he's trying to say, well, you all see this the way I see Fack, you know? And it's just Fack,
I think,
Fack.
But even in that, I still think that it's like that validates how good Fack is.
No,
like
I think he really fucking hates Fack. He has gone on the record, and to him it is like he hates the song. Fack is not a good song. Okay, it is just not. Chris and I have been arguing. It is not a good song. Do you think Fack is a good song?
Look,
like real.
I said, hold on. Like I said earlier, and I just want to state this: if Fack comes on, I'm not skipping it. I'm not clicking next.
Camera earlier. Yeah, but his first Eminem album's Encore, so we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I don't know. This song comes in and it's just got like this.
Wait, that's not. Hold on. No, I want to defend myself here. My first album was Encore, but that's not the first Eminem songs I heard.
That's fine. You still have on multiple points talked about how much you think Encore is a good album, and I just want to throw it out there.
That is nostalgia.
I agree that it's nostalgia. That's exactly what. Fack is not a good song, man. That song is just trash. It is like the worst version of the real Slim Shady that exists. It's not funny. It's all. I don't know if I hate Fack or Puke worse. I'm not sure which of those two.
I don't like Puke.
To me, they're the same level of crap. Anyway, so let's talk about this awesome song, Kamikaze, which is, I think, meant to be like this silly, fucking ridiculous track. But again, to respond to everybody, it is the crux of this album. It's Eminem's feelings about everything. Like, yeah, I'm a fucking kamikaze crashing into everything. You beat me, Islamic Nazi. That means there is no such thing. I thought that was a cool fucking line. Like, I've never heard a Nazi bar that I thought was so good. Like, it is kind of impossible for there to be an Islamic Nazi. And that is the same level of odds of beating Eminem. And I thought that was pretty fucking great. I thought that was one of the most clever, offensive lines I've ever heard in my entire life.
Nice.
I've been going for your jugular since Craig G. Duckalurk. Apparently, Craig G wrote all the battle raps for 8 Mile, which is cool. And wedgies in my underwear, the whole bed sheet and comforter stuck in my rectal crest, kiss my disrespectful ass. And here it's like we're getting that like kid, like stupid, silly Eminem that I fucking actually think really works over this beat in this ridiculous situation. I like how he's responding to stuff like, I'll ride through your cul-de-sac windows crap bumping, your reference tracks, your collaborative effort rap. I have never said his raps. And I like that because now we're going in a little bit on guys who use ghostwriters and use other types of shit. And I think Drake is this the one where he's at the end he's mentioned?
Well, Drake is touched upon throughout the album, but I think the bar that you just said with the cul-de-sac, Drake lives in a created community. You know, Drake does openly admit to have ghostwriters. Like, he does shoot shots at Drake. Now, I'm not going to say that, like, you know, there's not other rappers that might pertain to this.
Well, I just felt like there was a better, more direct Drake line later on.
Oh, there is. He full on. He's like, I don't believe in ghosts and shit.
No, that's, he says the views line.
Yeah, well, there's I don't believe in ghosts. There's the views. You got views. I got views, but I got a billion more and stuff.
Yes, you got some views, but you're still below me. Mine are higher. So when you compare our views, you get overlooked. And I don't say the hook unless I wrote the hook. And that's definitely a Drake attack because of all that shit. So Eminem won't do that. And you know, you just freestyle in the vocal booth. On verse 2 of this track, like we've got Eminem just being like, I turned to rap because it made me feel tough when I wasn't. From the moment I heard rap cussing, I was in, which is why I identify with the guy who I was invented by, Dre's Frankenstein, you know, energized like a 9-volt, ice cold, like snake eyes twice in a row to dice roll. And then it's the white line, because if the only reason I blow it is because I'm white, though, why don't every other white rapper sell what I sold?
Exactly.
And I think that is one of the best lines on this project, because he's right. I mean, there were white rappers before Eminem, and there were white rappers after Eminem. Like, I think people forget that, like, House of Pain was before Eminem, and a few ICP came out before Eminem, and a few other guys came out before Eminem. So, like, if the only reason he got big was because of his skin color, that, you know, other people would be as big as him. Now, I think his skin color greatly helped his cause back in the day, but he's got a real valid point there. In general, like, to me, this song isn't necessarily about, like, the greatest lyrics he has on the album. It's mostly just, like, he's frustrated. Like, he hears all this stuff going on. Like, I heard your freestyle on Shade 45. That shit was embarrassing. No idea which one he's talking about. Do you know which one? I couldn't figure it out.
I don't know which one. I didn't.
Yeah.
If it's the one on the whole revival release, when he was on the radio.
No, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. So if you guys know, let us know. That would be cool. There's no way we ever air that shit again, I guarantee. So I feel like this is him talking about somebody else's freestyle who was bad, and Shade 45 is his radio, you know. Right. This shit's embarrassing, like whatever, in my therapy chair. Lyrically, I'm terrible. Better get your lyrics prepared. Sorry, I skipped ahead.
Maybe this is Drake still. Maybe Drake.
Each night of the chairs with Acorn Starlight Perfumey. Lyrically, I don't know, whatever. I don't care anymore. Basically, I like the feel of this song. The lyrics are pretty solid. The overall feeling of this track is this immature, whiny, petty, petulant, fucking slam you in the face situation. But I love it. I gave this a 5. I know it's not the greatest lyrics on the album or something, but the combination of the way that beat flows, with the way he raps over it, with the way he goes back over it, I don't know. It's just so fucking fun. I don't know why I like it like I do. And then with that outro, where he just kind of calms down a bit and goes in on Drake a bit, and just, again, it's about, like, the authenticity of his lyricism and his skill against the fakeness he sees everywhere, and how, I don't know, it almost feels like he had to make this the most ridiculous track given it's a kamikaze thing, and that's the kind of shit that Eminem did that kind of pissed off a lot of people. Like, it's in line with the poop bars and the other silliness and stuff. I thought the whole controversy was the fact that he basically attacked Tyler, the Creator. Was that on this one? I don't think that's on this one. I think it's on the next one. So we'll go to the next one where it's on. But, like, what I meant in general was Eminem's silly shit on the last album got him a lot of criticism. So on the song called Kamikaze, he went as silly as he could fucking possibly go on this track. A kamikaze move in and of itself.
And I'm not disputing that.
I gave this shit a 5. This sounds awesome.
I gave this shit a 4, and I think it's for that reason.
It's 5.
I like what he does with the track. I can appreciate the kamikaze feel and the going all over the place and the suddenness and blah 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 blah. But it's not. I don't want to always hear it. I don't want to always listen to it.
It's still brilliant. It's a brilliant move, man.
I guess.
I'm
gonna still leave it at a 4.
That's fine. But I just, for me, this isn't the most enjoyable song to listen to, but it's one of my favorite songs because of what it is and how brilliant it is for what it is.
I can respect
and
that.
that's how I look at it. Like, that's part of it. Like, only Eminem on this album could get away with this. And if it was on a different project, I don't think I'd feel the same way. But when you finally get to this song after everything else you've heard so far, you're like, you're just so happy and giddy. Like, it's so fucking dumb. It's funny. It's awesome. It really fits in. Like, that's his kamikaze move, to write this silly ass shit. Anyway, and then I don't know if we've mentioned it yet, but all the songs pretty much bleed into each other perfectly, like seamlessly. Like,
That's the one time I haven't caught. I mean, they do, but I didn't catch it.
I even tweeted about it. Like, I'm starting to tweet. I'm gonna live tweet my album reviews as I'm listening to them before I go on camera. But basically, this Fall. Sorry, not that. The way it bleeds into Fall is pretty fucking flat.
Smash into everyone, crash like an F-15, damage already done.
All right. I want to start this off by saying Justin Vernon, who's the featured artist, basically expressed his distaste for the track and mentioned that he was not in the studio when M recorded this verses, and give a little Twitter thing, because this is the song where he calls Tyler a creator a faggot and he censors it, and it made people mad. So Justin here, or whatever, goes online and is like, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole because blah, 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 blah. I don't like this song. It's tired and dated, and I don't think Eminem should be using racial slurs like that, or whatever, not racial, slurs like that in this day and age. And then an hour and a half later, I take it back. I think we're going to kill this song. And you know that he got a phone call from somebody at fucking Interscope or Shady Records and said, are you fucking kidding me, dude? And he 100% retracted his feelings on the situation. And
How do you feel?
I feel like that is the funniest shit I've seen in a minute. Like, it cracked me up is honestly how I felt about that. Otherwise, we could talk about Fall now. I just wanted to get that out of the way. And I wanted to know if you guys thought it was funny that Justin backtracked like that. Anyway, I'm like, if you're on a song with Eminem, like, for real, like,
shit.
like I just
Trust what the man's gonna do.
like you're gonna sit there and be like, I don't want to touch
And
this stuff. Like,
not even that, but if you're on a song with Eminem, why do you care what Eminem says?
well, you can care.
Well, no.
'Cause it's his
What I'm
image,
saying, what I'm
too.
saying is like, because for me, if ever I had the miracle of being on a track with Eminem, I don't think I should really give a fuck about what he is gonna say. Because in my perception, nobody's gonna care. Because this is what Eminem does. He goes after people.
Instead, what ended up happening is a lot of people cared a lot about what he said on this particular song, and you're on the chorus, and you didn't even know it was an Eminem song when you did the hook. I don't know. I'm not 100% against him reacting the way he did. I am 100% calling him a coward for the way he backtracked, because if he really had convictions, he would have fought it. He claimed that he wanted them to change it, and they didn't. And then in an hour and a half later, he changed his mind and did a full 180. Oh, fuck yourself. That's what I got to say about that. Anyways, it comes in, and this track is pretty solid. This one, he has some more situations for us to discuss. I don't like the hook 100. It's a cool hook. It kind of fits. I'm okay with it. Like, it feels nice, but maybe I'm just mad at Justin, so I said that. It kind of feels like, don't follow my face, don't follow my faith, oh, whatever. And then Eminem comes in, and he starts rapping again. Got to concentrate against the clock I race. Got no time to waste. I'm already late. I got a marathoner's pace. Went from addict to workaholic. Word to Dr. Dre in that first marijuana tape. Yeah, I got a chronic case. Yeah. Because, I mean, he was on the Chronic 2001, and I believe that came out before his album. I might be wrong. And then, whatever, he goes on, and he kind of, whatever. But he's like, Paul and Dre aren't going to stop him from speaking, so he's allowed to speak his mind on this one. People are like, given how everyone reacted to, like, Revival and all of the bullshit people said, go in, say what you got to say. So he does. And he goes, it's like, swear to God, I forgot I'm the guy you made Not Afraid. Ha. I wanted to touch on this point. Revival is like his third or fourth.
Not Afraid or Rap God?
Not Afraid.
Because he mentions Rap God at one point.
Not Afraid. Not Afraid.
I'm not going to argue.
Anyway,
I'm not arguing.
The reason is because Not Afraid is a fucking pop song. It is the poppitiest of pop songs. It is loved by, like, moms and super safe people. It's the opposite of Slim Shady, and he got a Grammy for it, I believe, and everybody loved that particular song, right? So why is everyone mad at him for making, like, a couple more, like a pop album. Like, honestly, go look at the features on, like, what is it? Recovery has Pink, has, like, fucking Rihanna. Has, like, okay. And then you go, like, it's not a lot of rappers on there. Nope, none at all.
Then you have, like, a lot of Skylar Grey
MMLP2
and
has the guy from Fun, right? It doesn't have any other rappers on it. So then you come to Revival. Like, this is just him kind of continuing this theme of a more pop sound that he's been developing. And everyone act like...
But
like this is some fucking new thing for him to do.
I feel like when we look at Eminem, what do we expect now? Because he's not a fucking angry person. Like
we already went through that.
But still relevant.
But
well, like he can't be the Eminem that he used to be.
Well, he is. That's what he's doing on this particular project.
But still, there's like a level of...
When you say what do people expect, though, they expect that. A woman sent him, I think he says it on this track, a woman sent him the Marshall Mathers LP and said, go back to that shit. That's what people are expecting, right? So I think he's trying to say, how is it like I made Not Afraid after coming off of drugs and everybody fucking loved me and shit, and I was okay for me to be a pop star back then, but now Walk on Water is an issue and shit, but all they hate, I call it Walk on Watergate. I was as confused as him because I did make that connection. Like, why was it okay for him to drop pop albums back then? You know what? You hardcore fans hated that shit too, and you've told me that in the past. I get that. But in general, the people, the reviewers, the Charlemagne the God types were like a lot more okay with it back then. And anyway, he does mention him over there. I really like that first verse. I like the second verse. Somebody tell Bud him before I snap, he better fasten it or have his body bag get zipped. The closest thing he's had to hits is smacking bitches. Cheap shot, man. Everybody makes the Joe Budden smacks women comment. It was done. It happened. Apparently, he was not found guilty of that situation. Anyway, Eminem probably knows a bit more, but they're not like close, Eminem and Budden, even if they were whatever. The closest thing is, anyway, and don't make me have to give it back to academics. Say this shit is trash again. I'll have you twisted like you had it when you thought you had me slipping at the telly. Even when I'm getting brain, you'll never catch me with a thought. I like that line. Academics is a bit of a punk. I'll give it to them. He really just lives for the drama and shit and like pretends like he's better than DJ Vlad when he's just worse than DJ Vlad. And I like that. I like the way Eminem's like responding directly to these people who called him trash, who like came at him and whatever. I enjoyed stuff like lacking with it. He ain't spitting like this in his last shit. Ho, you better go back and listen. And if you do, there's a good chance you'll hear stuff that sounds like this on the last project you never really noticed before.
Chloroseptic.
Dre said, hold your head up, Kathy Griffin. Oof, because she held up the Trump head thing. That was fucking an interesting lines. I don't like the pause there. Whatever. And then let's talk about the informant. Sline, my attack is vicious. Jack the Ripper back in business. Tyler create nothing. I see why you called yourself a faggot bitch. It's not just because you lack attention. It's because you worship D12's balls, you sacrilegious. If you're going to critique me, you better be at least as good or better. I 1,000,000% disagree with Mr. Shady here. Now, obviously Tyler the Creator came at Eminem. I didn't even know that. I found out on this track. And maybe it is a safe bet to say that Eminem is a significantly more talented person than Tyler the Creator.
Oh, wait. And in the track,
I mean,
I may have had a revelation.
How about you go Google the lyrics
right
now on your phone?
In the track of Tyler the Creator, he talks about being in the shed.
Go Google it. That's what I'm saying. In the meantime, Chris will go Google that so he doesn't speculate for.
Boy.
What does he say? Go Google it. And then, see, that's a smarter move than speculating aimlessly. And then, just to go on with that, because, like, I just feel like even if Tyler's whatever, that album was cool, but Eminem is wrong. You don't need to be better than Eminem to critique Eminem. You can say whatever, you can critique him if you want. Everyone's allowed to critique artists. If people are going to spend a fuck ton of money on your shit and go to your shows and support you, and you are going to be that lavish superstar person who put yourself in the spotlight for the attention, then you absolutely open yourself up to critiquing. I do. You guys can critique me in the comments and call me an asshole who cut Chris off and all this other bullshit. Then why can't Eminem take some hits? It's like, come on, dude. You are not above other people. People don't have to know how to do it better than you to have an opinion of what you're doing with your life and your career and your shit. Then he goes on to like get Earl the hooded sweater, whatever his name is, to help you put together some words more than just 2 letters, because apparently Earl Sweatshirt's the real lyricist of Odd Future and shit. And I thought that was kind of cool and whatnot. And did you find your Flower Boy line?
No, I didn't find the line, but I remember the song.
Okay.
And I remember that he does mention, like, you know, being in the shed and shit like that with like another dude and hiding in the shed. And then that just made me realize, doesn't Eminem have a song where he sucks his stepfather's dick in the shed? So by comparison, if you think of both, maybe he was kind of making a shot. I'm reaching here, but I'm just...
Yeah, okay, we're going to move on from that. Do you agree with Chris? If you do, let us know. Is there an actual diss? I didn't look into this. Anyway, sorry if I sound like whatever. It's been a minute. We're recording now. And then you got that whole third verse where I like how he takes shots at Pitchfork, and Pitchfork already wrote like an article back saying, and Eminem doesn't apparently like us. And they're really shallow, like fucking 1-pager review of this album. I think that's my biggest problem with like reviewers myself. Like, there's this one dude from Forbes, Brian Roddy or something like that, and his article came out like right after the album dropped, and he had the #1 page on Google, and it was the most shallow, vain crap I've ever fucking read. It had no real understanding of Eminem's career, and it made me realize when you look at these shallow 1-page reviews, these people who don't even bother to really listen to the project, they give it like one listen and turn it off. Like, you can't do a review if you listen to an album one time, and I can justify that. So your appreciation from your music is largely based towards familiarity, and that's just how it works. You can go look into that. And then your memory consolidation requires sleep. So my rule of thumb is I like to sleep on a project before I talk about it. So I can hear it, sleep, let it register a bit, and then listen to it and do my review, like I did with this project, even if it was a day late in everyone's mind. And you'll see that, like, if you do that, your appreciation for a project is almost always greater the next day because you've had a chance to absorb it. And when you're coming back to it on the second day, it's more familiar, allowing you to really get a better understanding of it. The first time...
You can also skip some parts. And I don't mean skip some parts like take the shortcut, but I mean like... Because I agree with
even if you don't, it's just
but like you don't have to focus...
Right.
To everything, like you are
exactly.
Like if you like the first half, if you like the first half of the first verse, you'll remember the first half of the first verse your first time around. But the second half of the first verse, just like an example, you can spend more time on that second half because you already like the flow or whatever. I think about it more like, just to kind of take a spin on what you're saying, it's like you hear the project and the first time everything's new and your brain's just trying to register shit, and it can take 3 to 4 seconds for your brain to even encode the audio of what it's heard and transcribe the definition to your brain. So it's almost impossible to fully catch everything, like almost impossible, just on a biological front. So I just find these shallow reviews are bad, and if you put all the time and effort into this shit like Eminem did, like, I don't know. I could see how he'd be kind of like pissed off. I'm just kind of scanning this and seeing, because we've been talking for a fucking minute. I do have some things that I like.
As far as Lord Jamar, you better leave me the hell alone or whatever. You take shots at him or whatever. I like how he's like, I belong here, clown. Don't tell me about the culture, because, you know, Lord Jamar said why people are all gassed and really came at.
And then he puts
guys
on
like Eminem and talk shit about them. And then, I belong here, clown. Don't tell me about the culture. I inspire the Hobsons, the Logics, the Coles, the Seans, the K-Dots, the 5-9s, and O. Brought the world 50 Cent. You did squat, piss, and moaned, but I'm not going to fall, bitch. And he's talking again to Lord Jamar there. And I think that's a really cool and true thing. Now, you all should go check out Hobson's reaction to this. Now, Hobson's last album was not my favorite, but generally Hobson's like a goofy, fun guy. So he hears Eminem, and he screams
I saw the Twitter post.
Like a fucking little girl. And I shouldn't say it like that, but he sounded like audibly like a little girl the way he was screaming, like, ah! And he's just like fucking so excited and happy. And I feel like I can't tell who reacted better, MGK or Hobson, but they're pretty neck and neck for awesome reactions to being on an Eminem thing.
I think, you know what? From what you told me, Hobson reacted better because it was more genuine.
Yeah, but Hobson wasn't being dissed.
No, but
MGK was being dissed.
I understand, but just check it out here. I feel like Hobson is like, holy fuck, because I read his Twitter post.
Right.
He was like, I've always wondered if you even know I was existing or alive, and it's like that whole thing is But MGK, if we're thinking about the whole he baited Eminem, he's just like, you took the bait. You know what I mean?
Which is a great reaction.
But I don't find it to be the same because it's not genuine.
I know, that's
it's like
why
you fell for my trap.
I don't think it is genuine. I think it's funny. I think it's like that is a dignified way to respond. Whereas you look at like a Young Pump responding to J. Cole and he's just talking shit on an IG video. So what it's gonna do? He
Yeah,
fucking
but they
pops.
beef. They
But my
squash
point
that.
is, it's how you respond to the same kind
fair
of
enough.
thing.
No, fair,
right?
fair.
Anyway, I thought it was fucking cool.
Hold on, I have
Wait,
things I
wait.
like about it. Oh
I
my
gave this
God.
track a 4.75. I think it's almost fucking perfect and shit. But like, I could live without that hook. Like I said, it was a little bit not my favorite. So there.
Fair enough. I like when Eminem said these rappers are like Hunger Games. 1 minute they're mocking Jay, next minute they got their style from Migos and they copy Drake.
So good.
Like, I like how he played the mocking Jay wordplay. I like how he's also putting Jay-Z on that pedestal, and he's kind of like, yo, this guy is like one of the running artists right now in like in like the generation, and everybody's looking at other rappers. But I also like to feel like rappers, like, from what I understand and what I've heard and what I see on social media and stuff, people are putting J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar as like generational legends right now. Like, they're like the kings of rap.
Right.
But like J. Cole and Kendrick are looking at Jay-Z like, you taught me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Eminem's kind of like reinforcing this shit. Like, the people you're getting your style and your information from are looking up to the person you hate on.
Yes.
Like, you need to understand where, like, and again, just to reiterate another point from what he said before, like, you need to really go back in your history and appreciate who paved the way for you.
That's a global problem. If everyone studied history and really studied history, they would have a better understanding of how to navigate the murky waters of tomorrow. And that's just a non-related point. Anyway,
Another line that I liked was when he went, somewhere some kid is bumping this while he lip syncs in the mirror.
It's fucking
That's
best.
who I'm doing this. That's who I'm doing this for. The rest I don't really even care for. Or whatever.
That was totally
But
me at 15, at
That
20.
that is the most, and it also, and I feel like, okay, I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
I feel like there's type of sense of like honesty that Eminem's trying to give out. Like, I don't care about the money. Y'all pay me. I make my cash. I do, but I'm doing this for the music. I want to see who's bumping my actual album.
I think it's a little bit more like, I don't give a fuck about your opinions and shit. So you can have them all. You can react the way that you've
even
done.
that.
And then at the end of the day, there is still that 15-year-old who's going to lip sync that shit that is inspired by me. And I have to keep doing it to be that
But I
person
feel like
for
he
that
takes
person.
pride in that, though.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not
Yeah.
like he's forced to do it for this 15-year-old, but it's like seeing this 15-year-old.
But it's almost more like he
is
feels
wow, rejoices him.
But it's more like he's obligated to do it because he feels that sense of, I have to do it, as
But it
opposed
rejoices him, like, in a good way.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
I
I'm
get-
obligated to do this, but
Yeah.
it makes me feel good.
Sure, yeah. Yes.
I gave the song a 4.2. You spoke about everything else.
4.2. That is a low mark. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway,
Better than my 3.9.
just stop being such a nice guy.
Peter butter from or be accused might as well be. You tell me you'll take me back when hell free.
Obvious. This is a two-parter Castle a Rose type situation we have going on. So we'll do the first part and then we'll do the second part. I also think this is single-handedly going to be everyone's least favorite fucking song on the album for those who listen to it once, because upon first listen, you're like, what the shit am I listening to?
Oh, this was great.
I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to dislike it on their first listen. But as I listen more, it really kind of grew on me. And you have Jessie Reyez singing, you're such a nice guy, you're faithful and don't lie after the club. You go back home, right? Psych. And then it's kind of like, we've already heard about how Eminem is the good guy on like the earlier love song type thing and how he's putting out how awful everyone else is. And then this is like a little bit of a response to all of those Eminem songs, I think, because we got this woman being like, you know, you say all these things, you're so whatever, right? Yeah, psych. And then, you know what? Suck my dick. You fucking suck, man. You know, like, I hope your heart get hit by a semi-truck. You know, suck my dick, you fucking suck. It's this girl with this weird, distorted voice.
I feel like this is just the other side, because the whole song takes like this type of conversation. So like, you know, the chorus is like suck a dick.
That's
fuck you.
the girl saying that to him.
Right. But it's like this like really heavy like suck a dick. No, like her
Yeah.
voice changes
Because like the first part sounds kind of nice and light, like, oh, you're such a
right, like
a
the
right
honeymoon
guy.
stage in a
No,
relationship.
it's more like I'm saying to you, you're such a nice guy. It's so really nice and everything.
like you're two-faced.
Yeah, and then you know what? Psych, suck my fucking dick, you suck. Is like really what comes next, and she's just saying it as fucking vulgar.
But I feel like the way it's broken down is that first verse is Jessie, and
it's the chorus
Reyez.
followed by the post chorus, which is the suck my dick. So they're kind of attached to each other.
Right.
And then there's verse 1 where she gets in his car and takes
she's
a sip.
explaining how she's like, I feel like she's upset. She's getting in the car, his car. She's driving off. She's doing her thing.
Yeah, and it's maybe.
And then he's like, they're kind of having this conversation.
Pretty much the whole song is her up until Eminem at the end.
Well, no, Eminem's for a second verse.
And then
he's a second verse, and he's like, "Well, if I'm cheating, I might as well be, and this and that and this." And he gives his point.
Right.
So it's. I feel like I feel like in this song he's breaking down a conversation while he's at the same time trying to make you visualize what's happening. So while Jessie Reyez in the first verse is like, "I'm hopping in your car and this is what it is and you're a jerk and blah blah blah," well, you're getting that image of her kind of like screaming at him while she's jumping in the car to get out of it, like to leave. And then he's like, "Well, if you call me a cheater, then I must have fucking well be, but you're leaving." And like you can get the picture that he's like maybe chasing after her or whatnot, and kind of yelling and screaming and shit.
But then he does go and cheat because all these girls want him and stuff, and he gives her the hotel cheat and whatever. And then Eminem joins her on the chorus, and they kind of do it, and it's almost like they're saying it to each other. But like you feel like Eminem's trying to say like, "I'm such a nice guy, and why are you doing this to me? I'm the nice guy, I'm the whatever." And she's like, "You know what? You fucking suck, man." And like in response to him still, because again, you're right. It is that contrast of this is actually hearing like the woman's point of view of Eminem for once in one of these songs, because even on most of them you really don't. And then you do get your like Skylar Grey version, which doesn't sound quite as authentic as literally just being like, you think you're a nice guy, but you're kind of fucking scummy, you know? And then like she comes in, "I play your music while you suffer like I'm Carmine. You're tied up in the basement while I chill on your sofa." So you have this girl like picturing like she's here and she's like, "Okay, I'm listening to your shit. Like I'm sitting on your fucking couch. You're always fucking working and stuff." And then in Spanish, she's like, "Next time I know I'm gonna stay alone. You're fucking lucky I don't have my gun." And I'm like, damn, that girl's fucking mad. And again, you get the sense that as much as she maybe went and cheated and did all these things, she's also like sitting there waiting for Eminem as he's never around, as he's never available. So, you know, she's like, well, this is a fucking waste of my time. What am I doing here? And then you have Eminem kind of coming in and
I'm
doing
an emotional wreck, weak, everything over affects me. When you joke, it upsets me. You say I'm not good at sex and you think I'm gross and unsexy, and he kind of...
Yeah, and it just kind of comes on over that, you know, where are you going when looking like that, dressed in a certain way in that
But
outfit.
I feel like he's giving this like illusion to like he feels abused, like he doesn't feel like she doesn't call him sexy or whatnot. Like I feel like in terms of both sides, the female character and the male character giving their perspectives on the relationship and how it's going, I still feel like Eminem's kind of just there like but you make fun of me, like you want me to be around, but you don't think I'm attractive, you don't think this, like it's more like you're only here because I live in a fucking mansion. You're only here and you want to spend time with me because of what I can do.
I don't think that it has to do with that. I think it's more she reacts to the fact that he ignores her. And this is like she cheats and does these things, right? But it's in response to the fact that Eminem neglects her, that Eminem isn't around, that like, you know, he is cheating on her too, and he is acting in a certain way, but he's playing the nice guy or whatever. And he's not trying, like he thinks in his mind all of these things like you're describing, like how, oh, you're just mean to me, you're the victim, and I'm the victim, whatever, you know? And then like it ends, right? Oh, it's springtime, time for you to have a fling like a slingshot. You say don't come over because you got pink eye, but I think I just got the thing, why don't I bring my fucking bat and just swing by? So that's kind of where it ends right before it flips into the next track.
See, like again, but how does that... Because now I'm a little confused, right? Like just in terms of talking about it, because now it's like he's now going but he's always known. Like I think that's part of the song. Like I think that every girl that every time I hear an Eminem song talk about a girl, he ends up wanting to hurt her in the end.
Well,
and it's like I think he knows that these women are cheating on him, and he's just consistently releasing this rage, and he's consistently.
But like in this particular song, it's like an escalation to those emotions, right?
Right.
I don't understand what's confusing when I'm talking about this, because like, first of all, it's not every other Eminem song about girls. It's this particular song that's about this particular situation. I'm like, yes, he knows she's cheating, and in response, she cheats on him, and she's going out because she's neglected, because he's not available for her and stuff, but he doesn't get that, so he takes it in this kind of negative way, and when she, in the future, is like, I don't want to come over because I got pink eye, and he's just assuming she's going to cheat, he goes on over with the bat, and he's ready to fuck some shit up because he's jealous, and he's, like, had enough of his shit, etc., or whatever, and then it, like, flips into the next track and just kind of keeps going, but I do think that this track serves the purpose of describing just this feeling, like, the way the beat and the emotion hits, it's like this self-deprecation, this like it's Eminem like maybe starting to question whether or not he's actually a nice guy in all this situation is what I think the point of this song is, while expressing that two-sided point of view of saying it's actually a little bit deeper than maybe I think, by showing how his perspective and then her perspective contrast it. And so it was a cool song, but sonically it's fucking not my favorite. Like, it took a few listens to like get into it and be okay with it, but I definitely think it's one of the weaker songs on this project, even if the theme is kind of cool and it flows really well into the next one. So I give it a 4.5 on 5.
I give it a 4.
That's fair. Let's talk about Good Guy.
Another late night in, she stumbles through my door, lets the daylight in, and all we do is fight.
I mean, this one just kind of continues on. Like, the whole beat flips up and changes, so it feels like this is the arose to the castle, and it just, like, you have Eminem in this emotional place where he wants to go, like, smash your face in, and then I guess there's almost a bit of awakening that kicks in, like an evolution from a nice guy to a good guy or whatever. Like, here we go again from heroes to villains. Used to be a Romeo, but we both were jilted a couple of times, so we had a slippery slope to deal with. And all of a sudden, it's like this awareness of, like, this relationship's kind of fucked up. We've been doing it again. And he's starting to almost recognize that cycle I think you were describing in the last one. Like, maybe there is a degree, and I don't want to connect all of his songs, but I do agree that there are commonalities between the relationships, right? And then, you know, a couple of times, but it still gave me hope that we'll get through it together. A severed earlobe, mailed it to you in an envelope would be dope, you know, just like Van Gogh.
That was nice.
You know, whatever. So it's pretty cool. He's desperate. He's so in love. He wants to have it, you know, to be a house. But here's the thing. He then also has that understanding, like, just to convince a damn hoe to be a housewife who outright lies. She's blackout drunk. Now she's backing on my driveway. I'm outside. I ran outside. Why is she trying to act out? And then whatever. But it's like there is that understanding of trying to turn somebody who's a certain type of way into something that they're not, which is probably something that he does consistently, is trying to create this. He
tries to play Superman.
Well, he tries to create, like, a housewife out of a hoe. He tries to take a girl who maybe is in it for the certain reasons or whatever and literally transform her into his vision of what she's supposed to be. And then in response, she acts in a certain way that's violent or whatever and comes back at him. And then she goes out and fucks a bunch of guys because that's the type of the situation that Eminem loves, you know? And then he has this clever, he takes 2x4s to 8x10s because 8x10s are picture frames and shit, so he takes his fucking boards and smashes up all the pictures and gets rid of her and whatnot. I don't know. All he's waiting for is this, like, admission from her that she's a skank, and that, like,
I feel like there's also, because near the end he does express that, like, the whole part of the good guy part is,
well, that in what sense?
Well, I'm because I wanted to bring up the fact of, like, how he's kind of breaking down, like, you know, the different things that are happening and how he's kind of seeing things, like how he sees things with the situation. But I feel like he's also doing this out of this weird obsession of love, because he wants to make her,
well, it's like
the title of good guy. Like, he doesn't want people to see
let's get
her.
to that. No. She responds and says exactly why it's called Good Guy at the end. It's part of her part. But, like, I think Eminem is looking for that normal relationship, and then this combination is like a result of his introspection and looking for stuff, right? And then he kind of goes in and, like, all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm just waiting for the day that with your new boob job and shit, some other guy's gonna be around that you've been fucking and you're gonna leave me, and then it's like a dream come true.
Me for everything.
And then at the end of the day, you just look back at me, because basically you kind of picture this as a conversation where it's Eminem and this girl, and Eminem is just, like, laid out all this insecurities, and you're so bad to me and you treat me so poorly and blah, 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 blah. And then she says this: since you bought the jury, they'll call me guilty. They'll call me guilty. Now think about that. Kim, whoever else.
She says that.
Yeah, to him. So if you think about like,
I thought it was the other way. Like she bought the jury
no,
and like her persuasion.
it's like whoever's dating Eminem, whatever the story comes out,
what,
it's gonna be like everyone sides with Eminem against the girl. It doesn't really matter. Even though you know the real me, you can't be the cheater, convincing non-believer. You know, because he doesn't care about the relationship. He's cheating. He doesn't really do all that. And I ain't in my feelings. I'm out, so I'm leaving you. I'm not dealing with this shit. But I let you say that you're the good guy because this ain't what love looks like. And he's like, the way that she like almost seems to get the sense of fake it and let him believe all of this shit. Like, you want to believe you're the good guy and all this. Like, you wanna perceive yourself like this. You spin everything and you always do all this shit. But you know the real me. You know who I was, and you treated me like you did. I'm out. Say what you want. You can be the good guy. And all of this is how I took it. And then it just kind of like ends and shit. And whereas I wasn't the biggest fan of the first part of this track, the last one, Nice Guy, Good Guy was really cool to me because, again, it shows that like self-awareness where Eminem is maybe starting to realize that his actions and how he presents things maybe does change the perception of like what actually happened, and he never really does take that. I mean, he does say a lot of shit like he's crazy and stuff, but you never really hear something quite like this where like the girl's like, yeah, say whatever you want, you know, I'll just let you be the good guy. That's what you fucking need. And I've had that happen to me in relationships. I've had ex-girlfriends let me believe whatever I needed to believe to whatever, while they knew in the heart that I was a fucking scumbag asshole. You know, like, I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was a great song. The beat was, instead of being grating and awful, it turned into really awesome and really interesting. So I gave it a 5. I thought it was a great fucking song. And collectively, they do work really well together. And collectively, they'd be a 4.75.
I gave it a 4.
I don't know if you have anything else to say.
I don't.
All right, there's one more, and I fucking hate the name of this song.
Venom.
Music from the motion picture.
Because they're gonna taste my venom. I got that adrenaline.
I don't really like this song. I'm gonna let Chris justify some shit after, because he actually came up with like a really good idea about this one. But like it comes in with those like faux hype beats where like it feels like it's gonna be the most epic thing ever. Like it's 2008 again, and everything's epic. And, like, he just does not deliver. Like, the Venoming, enemy, whatever rhyme scheme he doesn't.
Well, he's trying to play the role of Venom and
look,
do the whole list.
I understand what this song is. This song does not belong on this album, in my opinion. You can justify it after. But, like, I don't like this song. I listened to it 4 times in a row just because I couldn't remember a fucking word of the verses. I'm not even gonna bother.
Look, let's just
say there was nothing to me cool.
The whole song is reinforcing who the Venom character is from Marvel's Spider-Man. That's it.
So it's
a creative way of
it's
Venom takes over. And actually, since I'm speaking now, I like when he goes. I love how he goes. Eddie Brock is you, and I'm the suit. Oh my God, I didn't write it down.
It's fine.
But he basically makes a play on words with the fact that we, as the listeners who follow what Eminem used to say and do, and all the craziness and rebel against whatever and blah 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 blah, and how people always say that Eminem is like, you're the reason my son acts up. He made a really clever line going, Eddie Brock is you as the fan, as the audience, and I'm Venom as the suit because I'm the reason you're doing all the negative. Cool. That was really cool.
This song was trash. I don't ever really go out there and say some shit like that, but like I listened to this album and it was good. It had this feeling going to it, and this song is just garbage to me. Like it's under 4. Like I don't think I've really felt this way.
Really? Like not even the flow or anything? Like
none of it.
I thought it was creative that he tried sounding like Venom.
I actually think the chorus is bad. Like I think it irritates me and it makes me feel like unhappy. And especially you guys have seen how fucking much I love this album so far in terms. I've been hyping it up. We've been talking this whole time. And I felt like
2 hours.
So disappointed with like this song. That's like I just. But then Chris made up a really great defense of it. So go ahead and tell the people.
Okay, so
3.75, by the way.
You're fucked. I gave this song a 4 at least.
It's not worth a 4. It's not a good song. It's not quite boring. If it came on
for me, first I want to justify the song. Then I'm going to give my justification. I'm going to give.
Okay.
Anyway, First off, I like the song because it was cool. It was kind of catchy a little bit. The beat wasn't so like lively,
trash.
but it wasn't complete garbage.
Yeah, it was.
I enjoyed. You didn't really have to. This isn't one of the songs where you have to sit down and read every lyric. It's all the same shit. It parallels the same shit.
It's kind of boring.
That's it. But
and if the movie sucks,
and this is the title track of the movie. Like
go on.
it. But my theory is two-parted. First off, he's a troll.
Yes.
He's trolling you. And in terms of being a kamikaze album, doing something random, being impulsive or whatnot.
May I add to that? Not just impulsive, right? A shitty pop sellout song. Go on.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That validates my second point. But even being a shitty pop song,
A sellout song.
I think there's a deeper reason why he did it.
Because
first off, my actual theory with this album, I gave the song a 4. The album itself,
let's not go there yet, because this is. Are we done with that? You're saying
because it's part of my point. Like it's part of my point.
Okay,
with
so
the album.
let's move on to the album then.
So
that's how little I have to say about that song.
It's just because my justification has to do with the album as well and everything. So I give the album a 4.17. I actually really enjoyed this entire album, but going through it yesterday when it dropped, and that would be Friday for you guys, the whole thing bothered me coming off of Revival.
Okay.
And I know it's weird to say that because, I love the project so much, but it's what I feel. It's what the fuck everybody in society wanted. Everyone hates. But that's my thing, though. Everyone hates Revival because of the fact that it's 45-year-old Eminem being super mature and giving us shit that an adult is gonna say.
Wow,
from what I see,
okay, go on.
from my perception. And then he went and took all the little pump flows, the trap flows, the this, the that, the this, the Migos, and he basically just made an album with the Eminem flair, but as any other fucking artist would have done.
But I can't agree with that in full, dude. There's a couple of examples of that.
That's why I'm saying Eminem flair. Like I want to make sure that the Eminem flair is there, but I feel like in terms of the context, the attacking, the severity, the extremity, everybody shat on Revival. So I feel like because people shat on Revival, he went, "Look, I'm gonna do this," and to prove a point,
that's definitely part of it.
He went out and also proved that, guys, I got on the next big movie. Like, let's be real. Venom's going to be a big movie. It's Marvel.
I think it's going to, I don't know. I'm not convinced.
I think it's going to be a big movie.
But I think the point of that is he called it Venom, the motion picture, soundtrack, whatever.
Literally defining it as, hey, guys, I'm going to be on a movie soundtrack.
I really think that you are... That's not even impressive. He has multiple movie soundtracks.
But remember, I said trolling. And he's doing it to prove a point,
But I feel like the point you're trying to make isn't the point he's trying to prove. It's not just I'm flossing, I get to be on a movie. That's not impressive to anybody. So many people are on movie soundtracks. I think he created the raw, ruggedy, riggedy album that people wanted. Like this, from a production standpoint, was a lot more in tune with what people wanted. From a rapping standpoint, I think it's actually as tight, and in some cases, it's even better than Revival, consistently song by song. Revival had a lot more songs, though. And Revival had a lot more pop. But what he did is he created, like, let's say 12 proper fucking tracks or whatever, the skits too. 11. And then, sure, that's not, anyway, don't fuck with my math. It's 12 fucking tracks. Tracks aren't songs. Tracks are the track listings on an album.
Oh, so you're removing Venom. Fair enough.
And then this Venom song appears, and those 12 tracks feel like
it could be like
shush. Those 12 tracks appear to be like part of the same project. Like they all feel consistent. Like it feels like this evolution and growth. And then the Kamikaze move. He releases the fluffiest piece of shit fucking garbage you can put on an album like this on purpose to fuck with you because it's a Kamikaze troll move. And I actually really like your description of that, and it actually kind of makes sense because he's fucking Eminem. He can do what he wants, and he will piss you off. He wanted to piss you off with that move because I just don't see how that Venom song is a good song. But I don't see how it belongs on that project. But if the
it
goal
was-
is to
but
do
what
like,
if it was what if it was like a single? Like
he
do you
had
think-
no
do you
singles,
think-
man. Go look at
No,
the fucking.
I mean like, but I don't mean like single hit. I mean like Venom, Eminem motion picture song just released like that. Like
it
you
would
woke
be
up a Monday
fucking
morning
garbage.
and boom. Okay.
There's multiple of those that I've ignored, like the one he did with Gwen Stefani or whatever, "Kings Don't Lie" or whatever. I don't give a shit about that song. Like there's like fucking a bunch of random sellout movie songs that are just garbage. But I think he put it on this album just to fuck with us. Anyway, mathematically, this shit's a 4.67. I like this album. I like Revival more. I think Revival is my favorite Eminem album because
Did you give Revival a higher grade?
I absolutely did. It was like a 4.8 or something. And I think Revival is what I want from like a pop polished sound. And it is what I want. It is the best pop rap album I've ever heard. And this is the gritty grimy. This is more of the mainstream, not pop, but let's say mainstream kind of sounds that are popping. And I feel like he went ahead and revitalized his career here. He needed this. People don't understand. Like, I mean, you probably do. But like, he bounced off a Revival, took all that criticism, and did what they wanted, but targeted them.
But that's
And that's amazing. That
but
is
hold on,
exactly.
hold on.
But that
That's-
is exactly.
But I feel like they also wanted him to target other people. Like
No,
there was
no.
a lot of talk about Eminem not going after Joe Budden.
Who-
There was
and
a
he
lot
did.
Huh?
And so he did.
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
But like, he didn't respond to anybody because he was saving it for an album that he was going to drop on everybody. That's brilliance.
Who was it? Like,
I don't
reminds
care.
Me of the line where he's like, where he tells Charlemagne, he's like, "Sorry, I'm so far away. You're not even on my radar."
Well, yeah, something like that. Like,
Right.
so my point is like this was necessary for his career in the modern. So, Revival, in my opinion, is an album for grown-ups, whereas Kamikaze is an album that is intended to do well within this current market while flossing how Eminem. He's trying to prove he can do anything in a sense, right?
Right.
And I really think it was the relevant and necessary move to recapture the fans that questioned him after Revival. And I think that at the same time, like working with the producers he worked with and the different sounds, it was perfect because now he has set this really high bar of what he can do. And I think people are now going to be really excited for whatever project he drops whenever he drops it. And if we can get one in 8 months and it's
you
not
think
2 hours, that's cool.
Do you think that?
What?
Do you think that him setting the bar is gonna hurt him though?
No. I don't
'Cause
think
now, like-
what hurt him.
Well, no. What I'm saying is like, what happens? Like, just perspective wise, right? Like hypothetically, what happens if he just set the bar a little bit higher than he did on Revival, or that
Well-
I fucked that up.
I mean,
he
but-
sets the bar higher than it already is, and now his next project doesn't meet this standard.
Sorry, that was Revival. We've been through there. What happens is 8 months later, he gets mad because we piss him off, and he responds with Kamikaze 2. Who cares in that regard? Like, it's so hard to say. If he flops, he's Eminem, man. He just released Encore. Like, he's Eminem. He can come out
I
there.
feel like you're just attacking my childhood with that comment.
I think it's not. I think Encore is empirically, and I don't want to review it. That's how much I don't like it. I will review every other Eminem album. I'll even go into the underground. I don't care. I'll do his mixtapes before I fucking touch Encore, in my opinion.
gonna be
Unless
really
y'all
weird
in the
review.
comments really want to see it.
It's gonna be really weird. I'm gonna be like, I like this, I hate this,
There are,
I hate this.
No, but
I
there
hate
are
this.
good songs. But Encore is an empirically shittier album than his other stuff, in my opinion.
Fair
I'm
enough.
like, I think that like it doesn't matter. He's so big. He's trying to get an IPO for his royalties. What touches him? He's richer. He will never not have enough for stock options in his, so you can buy stock in Eminem. But like the fact of the matter is he's untouchable, right? He can't fail. Who cares if you don't buy his shit? And another thing North America needs to remember is India and Africa are getting the net, man. And there's like 2 billion of those fuckers that are about to go online for the first time. I don't think Eminem has to worry about his global stature. He just might not be popping in the US of A. He was #1 in Canada when Revival dropped. He wasn't #1 in the States. And it was only the States where he wasn't #1. So I think Eminem has got a lot going on. Anyway, I love this project. I like Revival. I like a lot of them. I think these are 2 gifts that he gave us, and I'm really excited to see what comes next. I think my favorite part of Kamikaze is its length at like 47 minutes or whatever it was, and I thought that was kind of cool. It's every other Eminem project we've done has been like a full flushed out like 80 minutes. You know, it's like maxed out. It's a long project. And this one, it was shorter. It was nicer. It was like short and sweet. It was cool. Anyway, I don't have a lot more to say. I'm just rambling now. So thank y'all for watching. It's fucking amazing that you did. You guys are fucking incredible. It's so cool. I want to hear what you have to say about this project. If you want to attack me for my views on Revival, feel free to do so in the comments. Before we end, a special thanks to our patrons, Mozart, Linda Williams, and Super Old School 1994. This upcoming Thursday, we're doing the request raffle where each of them get to shoot in our album that they want to see. Pick one randomly, do that review. So if you want to join that, the Patreon link's there, and you can check that out. You'll also get access to the content early before everyone else and shit. And yeah, it'll just help us, and that would be cool. Otherwise, that subscribe button's there if you want to happen to hit it. Don't hit the bell unless you want to see a lot of notifications if they show up for you. YouTube 2018, what? And then like button, comment, all that cool stuff. If you do comment, I'll answer every one of them. I will. If it's in the morning, I might not be as nice as at 7 p.m. Anyway, I look forward to seeing what you have to say. I would love to just consider this like a conversation that you're part of. Anyway, thanks. We'll be back with more shit soon. Peace and love and all that good shit.